Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery with Mark D with a C, and my good buddy Clobberin Times is here. So welcome,
Hey,
Clobberin Times.
it's clobbering times.
It's Clobberin Times. Yep. Yep. So we just had to finish the week, so I figure we'll hang out, talk about what happened this week, and wherever the chat takes us. You never know. Polly's minions here. Hail,
Up
hail. How's the pupper doing?
me, Apollo me. Hungry boy's here too. Look at that.
Yeah, Hungry Boy was here first. Yeah, so he wins the no prize.
Yes, it's all. The no prize is on its no way. Look at who else is here.
Oh, and Arwen's here. Hey, Arwen.
Arwen.
And yeah, hopefully you have the link. If you want to pop in, you're welcome to. We're gonna try.
Arwen.
Famous last words. Try not to go that late tonight, but you never know.
Hey,
But
Arwen.
Clobberin Times is supposed to yell at. Is supposed to clobber me tonight if I go.
I will
if I go
definitely
too late.
clobber so we get past it a certain hour.
Yeah. Hey, Pop Culture Republic. Hail, hail. And
Hey,
Stuart Mitchell. Hey, gang's all rolling in. Great.
Stuart Mitchell. What's up, buddy?
And we've got to talk about the braces tonight, right? Dolly's braces.
Braces, no braces. That's right. She had braces. Dolly had braces, folks.
The pupper's doing well. Good, good.
She said she hasn't received it yet.
Oh, let me.
Arwen.
I could have sworn I tweeted it out, but let me check. That's my bad. That's me being a newbie streamer.
Is she in that?
Yeah, because I made
Twitter
a new group because I made a new Twitter group.
There's a group there, Arwen. Yeah.
Let me check because I changed it because there were a bunch of people before that couldn't make it, so I didn't want to keep. This is just internal
Yes.
stuff, but so I added. Let's see, Arwen should be in that group, and if I didn't,
She asked if you're sending out the link in that one. There she is.
yeah, I thought I sent it out. Let's see, but I will send it. Let me send it straight to Arwen. Yep. So let me go into the good old stream nerds here.
It's farther up, but you did no. That's last week.
Yep, I changed the group name, so I made a new group for. Yep. So Dolly had braces. Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. So yeah, so for people who don't know, I guess most people do know in the group here that one of in the movie Moonraker, we're talking about you were talking about Moonraker on your on your show, right? And Bond films, right? And it was Stuart, right? Who mentioned
Stuart.
Yep. So who's the troublemaker? No, we're just kidding. and he mentioned Dolly. You know, they're saying that the website that had said that Dolly didn't have braces, and I'm like, there's no way. I mean, I saw that movie in the movie theaters, and on a 50-foot screen, whatever the size of the screen is, 50-foot screen. I'm like, Dolly definitely had braces, and then we kept talking about it and found. Then I pulled my DVD of the movie, and then I pulled it, and there were no braces on the DVD, and I was going crazy. So yeah. Oh, here's Arwen.
Hey,
Arwen.
y'all. Hey.
Welcome.
Hey there.
Hey. Yeah, I was so confused. I went into the last link and I'm like, I've been here all by myself. I don't think this is right.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's all good. It's all
It's all
good.
my fault.
How y'all doing?
All right. How you doing there?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's been an interesting week.
Yeah.
A good weekend. Yeah. So here we are, Sunday night.
Yeah.
Where's Dad, man? What happened to the guy? He's like probably asleep already. Huh?
No, actually, he is playing Fortnite with Ords.
Oh, well, him and that Fortnite thing. I mean,
Right?
He
That's
sure
okay.
is.
It's a fun game.
It is a fun game.
You guys played last night, and I found out right after you streamed it because I looked that back up on the. You guys are already done.
Oh, on Fat Stevens?
No, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you played last night?
I popped in. You were already off. It was really late. I was after Saturday Night Star Trek. And then I said, I'm just going to do like one solo mission just to, do. And of course, Dad Man was on. But then he had a boomer moment. He couldn't get his microphone to work. So I thought, usually I'm the one with audio problems. So he's
See,
like,
he
I
gets
can't.
on me for staying up late, and look at him.
Yeah.
And then so it took like a half hour. He like kept rebooting, ending, and then I'm like, and then he's like, oh, I had the mic hooked up wrong. I guess he's got a box or a splitter to hook it up to the PC. But then when he's on the PS4, it's got to be a different hookup. He's like, oh, I had the wrong hookup. So he's like, sorry, we wasted a half hour trying to get it. And then you think it's your computer or something, or something's wrong with, your setup. So
yeah,
it's all good. It was all, at least it wasn't like we did stream it for fun, but well, it wasn't for, it wasn't like we had a stream deadline or something where you panic or like,
right,
oh no, it's not working. Yeah.
Yep. So. The warp coils were offline, had to use impulse engines.
Well, Clobby, make sure you turn on your PlayStation, do the updates if you ever want to play, because I think there's another massive update, so you never know when the bad man will.
8 hours to do that.
8 hours to update. There should be Mrs. Dabman, I'll have to tell you, there should be a setting so you can tell it to auto update, I think, on
PlayStation.
On the PlayStation. Yeah, certain games you should. There's got to be a setting to, because on my PC, if I have the Epic Games launcher running, it auto updates it. Yep.
Well, they've got Catwoman in there, and hopefully they have her. I went in tonight, and I thought she was gone, but she's on there for another 22 hours. So I have to tomorrow go in, at least try and get Catwoman.
I hope she doesn't look like that new one from that putrid-looking new movie.
They have two versions of it, but they both look pretty much like the comic.
Well,
so
a lot of
they're more comic.
Yeah, and then Harley Quinn, got to get her too. So.
Oh, okay. Captain James T. Skywalker. Look at that guy.
Hell, Captain.
Hey, honey. Hey.
How's it going? I love that name. And you were just in space, right?
He was.
Yes.
So he survived being a guinea pig, I guess, right? As
he's like
George would say.
One of those amalgam comics where they combine Captain America and Superman or whatever, because he's, Luke Skywalker combined with Captain Kirk.
Yeah, so I think the Catwoman, I'm trying to think of which one. I think there was one movie, the 89 movie, and one was more like a comic based. We could we could check. We'll Google and see what Catwoman looks like in the. Yeah, let's Google Fortnite Catwoman.
I think it was the Anne Hathaway one where I was like, "What?
Oh, really? That's too bad."
Yeah, and I didn't care. She just looked like someone in leather with cat ears. It wasn't Catwoman,
right?
Yeah. Well,
cheap.
Yeah,
I'm not going to comment too much because her figure was pretty incredible. But
no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
she wasn't the hottest Catwoman ever either.
Yeah.
I mean, props for that, but it just. She was missing. Look, Catwoman. Okay, you can put a good-looking woman in a skin-tight outfit, and she's going to look really hot. But she's got to have that sizzle something, and Catwoman always has that sizzle something. And I don't know. Anne Hathaway didn't.
Yeah, this is actually a fairly recent comic one, but
yeah, that's with the Anne Hathaway kind of flip down style. I think that was the goggles that flip down.
Yeah,
I'm remembering right.
The comics were kind of like that. They've had a version in modern comics that I don't care for, but that's okay. Well, of course, I think I love the Jim Ballant one, that one in the 70s one.
But Jester bought me the whip emote, so I've got her whipped.
You got her whip, yeah.
He did. I came back in and said, "You have a gift." I'm like, "What?"
Cool,
hey,
nice.
Jester bought me the whip. I was so happy. That was so sweet.
So you can use that to harvest.
So Ivy runs around and she whips people. She's got the whip. So yeah, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, so there's the Catwoman models. Yep. Yeah.
Old arch nemesis, Catwoman. That was a terrible Adam West. Sorry.
That was close. I felt the Adam West vibe there.
I did too.
From the '66 movie.
Oh, Phantom's here. Hell, Phantom Outsider.
Hey.
Phantom Outsider was
Said they got me somewhat interested in seeing Garbage Flash movie. on the high seas, of course.
Someone
I mean, the casting is just so wrong. I mean, we all want to see, the old version of Batman, the '89, Michael Keaton Batman. That kind of stuff is, really cool to see. But Urza Miller is just, not good casting for the Flash. It's just not Barry Allen. I mean, you could say he's a good actor, great actor, whatever. It just doesn't fit that part. So that's my point of view. But I'll probably still see the movie. I don't think Clobberin Times will. I'm speaking
Which
for
one?
him. That's my guess. The new Flash movie.
I wouldn't pay a dime. I wouldn't pay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take a dime to see it.
Yep.
I mean, watch it means watch it. Like if it's free, go to the theater to watch that filthy crap. No. Ezra Miller. Oh no, he's horrible.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit.
He's worse than Sparkly Bat Boy, and that's bad.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Yep. Hey, congrats to Captain Skywalker. Got a job interview last Monday. Was hired on the spot. Awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. Yep.
Oh, excellent, sir. Welcome.
So now you can buy more Star Trek and Star Wars stuff.
I meant congrats. I'm so used to sitting here and telling everybody welcome to the show. It's happening now. Sorry. So, congrats, sir. Yeah.
And Phantom saying, I heard the Ghostbusters Afterlife is really good, but the way the main I'm guessing the Main Street media is complaining about says it might be very good, better than very good. I'm paraphrasing there, but it's.
I'm gonna take some convincing on that, but I will go see it. That's one I'll go see.
Yeah, one thing I heard
I'm skeptical.
was that there's a lot of fan service, but good fan service can be good, right? If it's done in for nostalgia and not in a if you look at some of the CW stuff, they had the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they had a couple of they had the flashback, or not flashback, I guess alternate universe to the Batman animated world, and you had the voice of Batman, Tim Conroy,
Kevin Conroy.
Thank you, Kevin Conroy. And his character was just a horrible, evil, wretched character in that universe. But you've got his animated Batman voice. It was, he finally got to play Batman in live action, but it was just
Just a disgrace.
Wasn't a good way to use his character.
Typical CW filth.
I tend to judge all Catwoman by Michelle Pfeiffer. That's the standard for me.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with that. At least for live action, I'd go with you on that.
Yeah, have everyone seen that clip when she's using the whip? Let's see. Let's see if I can find that one. When the
extended deleted scene thing or whatever.
Deleted scene, yeah. Let's see if we can find that.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was something. Oh God. And, yeah.
Kind of scared me with that white face though. That was
that
was scary.
Tim Burton's a weirdo though. Again, everything he does with villains, because he's even said he cares more. He doesn't care about Batman. He cares about the villains. And again, I love her, but again, he had to make it like a supernatural, freaky thing, like she falls out of a building and dies and gets behind. And Penguin had to be a freak.
It was a little over the top.
Yeah, I like them, but I'm just saying they were kind of. I'm picky about my Batman. That's why I call almost all live action versions Batman for Dummies.
Yeah, she's going over. I guess she fell out the window with the milk here or whatever, and that the cats all went around her because she had milk or something. Or I was like, that was some kind of
chewed on her fingers and stuff. She survived the fall.
Yeah, what they do? Transfer their lives to her or something? All the cats.
They're not clear about it. They didn't say that. They didn't come out and say that.
Yeah, that was my interpretation. I'm like, okay, they came and looked all over and they gave her their lives. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the only way I could rationalize it in my head, that they transferred her something, because she kept getting in situations where normal people would die and she never died, and I'm like, well. Okay.
Yeah, and it made her Looney Tunes. She's kind of crazy, and Catwoman was never crazy. I mean,
she was kind of a nut.
But Tim Burton thinks all the villains have to be crazy, and all this. Just...
all this crazy. Yeah, we'll play this. I got that overlay on, so hopefully I'm safe. But we could play, I'm sure, just a few seconds of that clip here. I can put the volume on, I guess, but. she's so this is just the behind the scenes footage from the Batman movie, showing how she's doing this. The whip. She's using Arwen's whip, I guess. Here,
Yeah,
she gets it. She gets it in one take. So one head down, that head down.
Probably from experience. Probably.
So she's.
Excuse me.
So I guess she did a lot of training with that whip. So.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yep. So not bad. I'll just pause it for a second.
Ropes away.
Wow, that must be a serious injury in that. Serious injury in that game. It's all right now.
Oh no! What happened?
Everybody's on the field with an ambulance.
Oh God!
That's a bad one there.
Someone's who was a quarterback or?
Oh my goodness! You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to. I mean, that's an ugly hit right there. You can't see much, but the guy got his head crunched.
Oh God!
Seattle guy.
Oh my!
God. I never want to see the replays again.
You can't see much there, but you can tell his head got like just crunched in a collision.
And was it a running back or was it a?
I think it was. Yeah, the whole team's on the field, including it goes like next to an ambulance.
Oh God!
Well, it looks bad.
So prayer for the guy. Yeah,
it's in Pittsburgh. I don't know why. I hate the NFL now, but I put it on there, and
Yeah, you don't ever want to see anyone get hurt.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just
no. That's okay. Yeah, no, it's very even like even players teams you don't like, you never want to see anyone get hurt. That's why when Michael Irvin got carted off and the Philly fans were cheering or booing him or cheering, I guess, that he got carted off. So they booed Santa Claus in Philly. So
they did. Yeah.
So, but you never want to see anything like that. Yep.
Yeah, I never want to see that at all unless it's the Falcons or something. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Yeah. But it's one thing, like as hard like the Joe Theismann. I never wanted to see that again. And of course, when the Blind Side came on, they showed it in the beginning of the Blind Side. I was like, I had to close my eyes.
Why would they put that in there?
Because it was showing how important it was to protect the blind side of the quarterback.
Well, yeah, left tackle is the most important position in football. Yeah. But still. Yeah.
But they were showing, and then I was like, I never wanted, and as much of a competitor as LT was, I'm a Giants fan. You could see within a couple seconds he's waving for the people to come on the field. I mean, as much as he wants to, tackle the quarterback, he didn't want to, do that to Theismann or hurt Theismann like that. So it was a freak thing. But Theismann, broke, was a broken leg. But anytime there's a neck injury or something like that, that's
that's what this one looks like. Oh, I forgot that Captain James T. Skywalker was a Seahawks fan there. Sorry, man. But anyway,
so Captain
Hathaway was all.
Yeah.
You think she was all bad? Yeah.
Julie Newmar. Yep. Met her at a toy show and she was a sweetheart. Yep.
I met her, got her autograph once. She's fantastic.
Yeah. God bless. That Catwoman show. Of course, that's a different level too. Favorite. When you watch it as a kid, you have no idea how sexy the actresses are, and then when you watch it when you're older, you're like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. Julie is she's my favorite. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
See, she had that slinky sizzle kind of too, or that you can't reproduce. An actress either has it or she doesn't, and she had it in spades. She had it.
Yeah, she had the sizzle. Or there was a whole lot of sizzling going on, like sizzling steakhouse time right there. Remember Western Sizzling? No, that was been called Julie Newmar Sizzling Steakhouse.
And you also had Eartha Kitt, of course, was great too. So you had some great iterations.
Lee Merriweather was great. Yeah.
Lee Merriweather too. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Let me just Google that.
What?
See the different Batman 66 Catwoman.
Yeah.
Is that something you can go? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Here's a good photo of the photo of them together. Yep. Den a geek.
There
Anne
we
Hathaway is a
go.
gorgeous woman. Yeah. So I think part of it's the writing too. I mean, Arwen's right. You got to have that spark, but I think they probably didn't want her to be like that. I'm just guessing, but yeah.
Oh, she's gorgeous. There's no denying she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
There have been too many amazing cat women that have come before her. So she's had, to be fair, she's had some big shoes to fill.
Anne's just not in the class with them or Michelle Pfeiffer, really.
It's just, she does it. That's just, I don't know. Yeah.
She's cute.
Not that sizzle. Like we keep going back to that word, but it's the right word.
It's absolutely the right word.
Yes, I'd Robin to boarding school. Yep. So we could be with Catwoman. Yep. And then Lee Merriweather. That was when Julie Newmar couldn't do the movie, right?
Yeah, that's right. She was done the series, but she was filming a movie or something, and they did that movie right around the same time they started the first season of the series.
Okay.
So it's weird because the movie played in theaters, even though it was around the same first time as the series was coming out. So for some reason they couldn't get Julie for that. Yeah, it was something to do with filming something.
Now they're saying that she had a back injury. I always heard it was she was unavailable, but
it could have been. Now I do know there's one or two things that could have been with the back injury right there for the first one, and then later when they got Eartha Kitt because she couldn't continue doing the series because I do know she was making a movie. I don't know. Those could be reversed. One or the other. She did make a movie called McKenna's Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Kit was great too. I mean, she had with her purring.
Had spice. Yeah, she definitely had spice for that role. And see, that's a role that you have to almost be a little over the top with. I mean, not but she's a larger than life character. And you just kind of have to go there to really, make it work. I love Catwoman, so that's why I'm. Now,
Halle Berry, that was horrible. Horrible
outfit.
Yeah.
Horrible movie. Yep.
Frederick's a Hollywood. No thanks.
Yeah. And they shared that the hat that would or the goggles would flip down. Yeah, it's like why do they always have to make things practical? It's like just give her the cat outfit.
Yeah,
right?
Come on, make it.
Yeah,
that's Nolan.
That's Carmen, the Gotham. She was actually a really good actress. I watched most of Gotham.
I don't know how old she was when she did that show, but she was pretty young. I
mean, she's pretty young. Yeah, so. But it was that was a weird show.
Probably wasn't the age of the kids he was playing, but she was probably pretty young. But yeah,
she was probably Usually they have someone who's older, but I think
she looks a little like she looks a little bit like Eris.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that. I saw the first one. Like what?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I mean, I actually sat to this dumb show for a couple of years for no particular reason, and it sucked, but it didn't anyway. But yeah, she's
Penguin was great in it. Yeah, some of the villains.
Well,
it was more of a villain show.
Were fine, but it was a villain show.
It was a villain. Yeah, it was a villain show. It didn't make sense. And then of course, Alfred is always MI6.
Oh, Sean Pertwee's the best thing about it.
Yeah, he's good, but it's just like they make him too powerful.
He's so badass, and Gordon's so badass. Why doesn't he be a Batman?
Yeah, I know. Good point. Yeah,
it should be called Bat Gordon. That show.
Yeah,
Jim Gordon was like, he was just unbeatable.
He was taking everyone out. Yeah,
and all the villains are appearing 10 years before Batman's going to show up. What is there for Batman to do?
Yeah, and you had the girl from Firefly was in that show.
Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, she was married to the Gordon in real life.
Gordon. That's right. Whatever his name was.
I don't know if they're still married or
Well, it is Hollywood, so probably not.
Catwoman cat. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's so gorgeous.
She's fantastic. Lee Merriweather. Wow. She was a Miss America or something like that. I remember she was on Barnaby Jones. Remember Barnaby Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good old Barnaby Jones. Yep. I think you can watch on Pluto TV now. They have all the old. So that's probably the best spot.
A Quentin Martin production. In color.
Oh. Catwoman hot for Batman.
Oh boy.
So you never know what the show will take us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, Phantom saying he saw it every. Sounds like he saw it every Wednesday. Right. Yep. Gotham was good till the end. They shouldn't have chickened out on Bruce in the suit. Didn't they show him in the suit in the very last clip?
I heard they did. The show was so stupid.
Oh, you couldn't tell it was him.
I couldn't get into it. I tried.
I watched for like 2.5 years, and every time I go, why am I watching this? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for something to happen. When I know that I like the kid playing young Bruce, that kind of made it interesting to watch. I like the whole cast, and I like Sean Pertwee, but I'm still like, no matter how much I like these people, this is still a Batman without a Batman. I'm like, why don't we just have a Batman show for frick's sake?
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of like the Smallville effect, I guess, too.
Yeah, they hated that really. So yeah.
Smallville just turned 20. Smallville just turned 20 right now. So Smallville is 20, and I love Smallville too. But it's just it dragged on and dragged on. So they had some great things. I loved, of course, Luthor. The guy that's playing Luthor is just so amazing. And I thought the Green Arrow version was pretty good. Was it Justin Hartley? I forget names all the time, but he was pretty good. So the snippets of the show that were well done. And of course, Chloe's in prison now, which is tough to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So pop culture is saying it couldn't get into Gotham as Batman. Yeah, exactly. Batman show without Batman. And aren't they doing like another Gotham show too, like a Gotham Night show or another Gotham show now?
Probably. I don't know.
Maybe it's running. Haven't been watching it.
They're always doing crap as long as they don't have to put Batman. There was a Alfred show called Pennyworth or whatever.
Yeah.
In the hell.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Yeah.
Doing that.
I didn't either.
Nobody did.
Yeah. Is that still off the air? Or is that on the air now?
Oh, it didn't last long. I mean, at least Gotham people watched for some damn reason.
Well, I think the actors were so good in Gotham. I think that carried the show.
Were. They really were. It's just after a while I'm watching, why am I watching this? It was watchable, but really dumb because I'm like, this is a dumb idea. We're gonna have to wait. He's not gonna be Batman for 10 years, and everything is happening 10 years before him. Ugh, you could have just made a Batman show.
Yeah, I agree. Just do a really good Batman show.
That would do it. Yeah, you know what? Then I would say make all your dumb, silly movies you want. If you do a good Batman show, it needs he lends himself better to an ongoing shorter adventures than a damn once every blue moon movie.
Mm-hmm.
The animated series proved that beyond the shadow of a doubt, but they don't listen.
But look how good the Lois and Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois, that TV show. I mean, with the tech and Batman is probably easier to do production wise. He doesn't have to fly, and you can have a lot of detective stories in it, which would be great.
The only problem is it would be CW, so it would be 18, and everything would be standing in corridors and talking about their feelings.
Probably. Ugh.
Let's stand around in the hall and talk. That's what Flash was. I watched the first 2 seasons of the Flash because I got talked into it, and first season was kind of okay. Second one was kind of okay, but they still didn't do a lot. But I kind of thought it was watchable. And then the third season, 2 or 3 episodes in, I'm like, this is all the same shit they were doing in the last 2 seasons. And they're about to do Flashpoint. I can't take it. I'm out.
Well, you hate that. Yeah, you hate that one. I don't mind that one as much, but
bye.
I'm gone. Yeah.
I love watching that show with my son. That was like our thing to watch that together. So yeah, that first season was really good. With Arrow was really good at the beginning, and I think it's tough for the writers too. They start they start to run out of ideas, or the budget. Think of the budget for a superhero show. So we watched the Spider-Man 70s on CBS. He shot his webs once a week. So they're probably like, more talking in hallways, keep the budget down.
Yeah. And then it always opened up with him saying, I'm the Flash, the fastest man alive. And I was like, are you though? Are you really? Because everybody's faster than you on this show. I'm probably faster than you. Because he's always getting his ass kicked. He was always like, always someone was faster.
Yeah. Well, I thought here the crazy thing is, this show is Pennyworth is gonna go to a 3rd season on HBO Max.
What?
Yeah, so there's 10.
They still make this crap.
Yeah, there's 10. I think I watched the first 2 episodes, but there's 20
God.
episodes, and they're going to go to HBO Max maybe. So,
I just,
but
Alfred is cool, and I love Alfred. He's like the perfect foil for Batman. But to be fair, I don't really care about all of this.
You know what's funny about that though, Arwen? Alfred wasn't always that way. Frank Miller turned him into the smart aleck jackass in his Dark Knight Returns and in his Batman Year One. He was always usually just be a stuffy, reliable old buff butler with not a big personality. So that's revisionism. And they kind of put it in the movies where he would be a smart aleck. But that all started with Miller in the mid 80s. So, and then they started giving him more and more backstory, which is perfectly fine. I mean, at one point in the 60s, whether they killed him for a while, but then he came back as the outsider or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Phantom, not the Phantom outsider though.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, he was. It was kind of like half of his. I don't know, but you can get out of place with him. You can get out of. I don't know. I like him being a badass, but they should keep a cap on it a little bit. Do we really need stories about his past that much?
I like him just being a butler. What the hell's wrong with him being a butler who, worked for the family, served the family, made a bond, and now is helping out Batman? What is wrong with that?
Well, I think
Nothing.
what happened was with Nightfall, which I really like Nightfall. That storyline, they wanted to introduce Alfred as someone who could, help Bruce or protect Bruce. So they kind of went overboard with that. With that whole thread, I think, and that kind of, that whole Nightfall, they wanted to have someone who could be like a partner to Batman.
But he kind of is, because, he takes care of Bruce Wayne, takes care of the mansion, he does his thing behind the scenes. He takes care of the things that Batman doesn't have to worry about. Right. That's kind of how I always saw his role, that he was like that father figure, but without being an actual father, but just someone that Bruce Wayne knew he could always depend on, who would always be there, and I just, to make him this, hey, wow, ooh, I'm going to protect Bruce Wayne. No, he's Alfred. I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but that's just the way I see it.
Sean Pertwee was cool though, even though he was a little bit. I mean, at one point they're like doing commando stuff, like he and Jim Gordon are going after like bad guys and stuff.
Yeah.
God, the sets in this show look great, and the period piece, it looks really well done. But the problem is they're making him out to be
he's Alfred,
a secret agent. This is Alfred. So, I mean, it's almost like just change it to James Bond. I mean, he fought in World War II, I'm sure, but of course, a lot of guys in that generation, fought in the war and were badasses, but they're making him almost too much of a badass. If that makes, there should only be one Batman.
Don't show us. Usually, don't tell us better, but with Alfred, the mystery's better. Like we know it was a badass, but we don't know why.
Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. Keep a little bit of mystery about him. Maybe even Batman doesn't know everything about him. I kind of like that.
I did too. And now, Jesus, can't believe they make the show. This crap.
And it might be really good, but I'm not interested in it.
Yeah. Again, because it's another. It's another thing that keeps us from getting a Batman show. It's like, all right, look, are we going to have a show about Batman's milkman next?
That's Catwoman.
What about the guy that delivers his mailman? How about that? That'll be riveting. Oh, how about a Lucius Fox show that nobody would ever want to watch?
Yeah. Fandom, not something you really need to know. Like, that's one of my favorite tropes, though, I don't know if trope is the right word, or just I always love seeing superheroes undercover. Like, when Spider-Man's got to do something or shoot his web shooter and have no one notice, to do something or say, that's kind of a fun thing. But when, when you know everything about a character like Wolverine, I didn't want to know his whole backstory. I thought it was better not knowing Wolverine's backstory. So it's like, what's happening here? It's like Alfred is basically Batman here, I guess. And I haven't watched the show.
James Bond.
So it looks like a James Bond kind of character. I don't. And why would he be a butler then if he's working, as a bodyguard for the Waynes.
Alfred Pennyworth.
I mean,
it's just, no, I'm with you, dude. I don't. I don't know.
I mean, it looks like a really well done show. I mean, maybe
might
that's
be.
why it's making.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
looks.
I guess.
But
One day,
it would take a really, really good writer to sit down and write a backstory for them, but just give enough to where there's just a little taste of it, but you still don't know it all. And then to kind of leave you in the dark and have to kind of put the breadcrumbs together maybe over time and kind of piece things together. It's all this just in your face, and I don't know. I kind of like the mystery of it.
The mystery's way better. This is just not
Yeah.
necessary here. But
Now,
Andy, and I really can't buy Andy Serkis as a former badass.
Oh, Gollum.
Yeah, he's Alfred in that new
Sparkly
Bat.
Yeah. Now we did see.
Is?
I don't know if I want to try to play that trailer. Maybe I'll play a couple of clips from it. I always worry about playing those guys.
I don't.
Did you see that trailer, Arwen?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we can maybe play a few. Oh, start and stop, or play without volume and put the thing over the top. I know those guys go after you big time too.
Yeah, they did. They took somebody down. I wouldn't do it. I don't know if I tried. If I were you, they took somebody down to midstream yesterday. I think it was I forgot who they said it was. Now it's one of our friends.
I'll just show pictures then. Oh, one of our buddies was showing the trailer.
Yeah, and got taken down later when they were showing it. It was after they ran into her side. I can't remember who it was now. Someone said it last night. And I can't really.
That's crazy. Showing the trailer that's already out there. That's like advertisement for the film.
It makes no sense. You should always be able to say show trailers.
Yeah, because they're out there for public, viewing.
They're just idiots. They're like, hey, someone's promoting your stupid movie.
Yeah.
Why are you whining about it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll do some video clip. Maybe won't play it, just flip through it. Yeah. But it's and plus if you put the overlay on, but yeah, it's crazy that they would do that too, because it's.
I guess the overlay might help. I don't know. They might not see that. They just take it down. Oh, it may have been Vigilante Williamson. Yeah, could have been.
VW was showing it. Yeah.
VW, one of our friends. But the whole thing, to me, anyone excited about that? Look, God bless you if you're excited about this thing. That was ho-hum crap to me. It looks terrible. I hate the whole turgid look to it. And I hate the fact that, bullets should not easily bounce off of Batman. I don't care what armor. He looks like Iron Man.
But they've been doing that for a long time now.
Not exactly.
In the movies.
Yeah,
right?
But he still, even when he got shot on the armor, it would fall down. He'd be hit. It would knock him for a loop or something. He is flat out Iron Man in this trailer. It's totally, his armor is absorbing the impact of bullets too, right at close range. Even Lucius Fox told him when he was asking him about how this armor, he says it can deflect anything but a straight shot. That's what he told him in Dark Knight, the middle. About the armor. Obviously you got to watch out if somebody gets too close. He's just Iron Man in this one. He's walking around getting bullets bounced off all over the place. Batman always avoids bullets. He can.
Yeah, I think that trend's been going on for a long time, though. I got to say, so
not like that.
I hear what you're saying.
It never happened. When did it ever? Even in the Burton movie, he got shot and he fell down.
No, but in terms of the last 10 years, I would say with the Batfleck version and all the and also the video game now too, I think has influenced that, where it's basically like a suit of armor. I've complained about that before too.
I don't like the
he
armor
blows
either.
his cowl and he's got all kinds of stuff going on. It's one thing to have like infrared or something, but he's got like basically like an Iron Man suit that he's wearing. And at least like in Dark Knight Returns, he said, "Oh, I can't move that much. You got to make the suit, more mobile." And then he's saying, "Oh, well, that could make you more vulnerable to gunshots." He's like, "I don't care. I don't care, whatever." So
Batman always avoids bullets, even when he's got like something. I mean, it's kind of one of the things about the character. He's he avoids them. Obviously, if that armor helps a little bit, which I'm not big on the armor, but he avoids them because he can. I don't know. And I've seen him get shot in that armor. I don't know about the Affleck. I never really saw him get shot with that. But he got shot. Keaton got shot a couple of times on that chest plate. And it knocked him. They knocked him out.
Him out. Yeah, it did. Yeah. So
I don't know about Bale.
He's got vibranium. Yep.
Yep.
I'll have to watch it again. I really only liked. I didn't really like. I hated. I didn't really like Batman Begins, and I hated the third movie. I really only liked Dark Knight Returns. So
the third one was terrible.
third one was horrible. But I
Now,
didn't actually
let me ask
Batman
y'all,
Begins.
which actor is y'all's favorite Batman?
Adam West.
Adam West.
Adam West? Okay.
But if you're talking about the dark serious Batman, for me, Kevin Conroy, because I don't really like any of the ones in the movies that much.
Okay.
I mean, Bale did an okay job, but I like Michael Keaton. I mean, I like his movies, but I look at Michael Keaton and I don't see a Bruce Wayne guy. I mean,
I never did either.
In the costume, he's okay, but yeah.
Maddie's daddy will settle it. Maddie's daddy is here.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, gorgeous.
Thank you.
Hey, gorgeous. Hey, Arlen.
You mean her.
I thought you were talking about me. I'm gorgeous too, right?
What's up, bud?
Sorry, I'm late. I was at the gym. I just got an insult and a compliment at the same time.
How is Jim, by the way?
Guy said, I come here to work out so that I can look like you when I'm old. Or
wow.
maybe he said older. I'm not really sure. But, you know.
Wow.
I tend to agree. I think I agree with Clobby. I think that the best Batman for me would be the Kevin Conroy version.
I love him.
Okay.
And obviously he didn't get to play him like in real life, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy, for example, you see Christopher Reeve and he looks both the parts, Clark and Superman. I've never seen a guy that can look, you can put on a costume and look okay if the costume's decent, but you can't, they never look like Bruce Wayne when they take it off. There's like some schluck. And again, I don't know. They're okay. Nothing. You could think, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
oddly enough, Adam, even though he's in the silly Batman, so it doesn't count, looks more like Bruce Wayne from the comics than those guys.
Oh, I agree. He was the quintessential Bruce Wayne. Definitely.
He had a square jaw.
Yeah. But way better than Lyle Wagner.
Yeah.
Who almost got the role.
But although Lyle Wagner was not. I mean, he looked pretty good too. I mean, he was.
No, he did, but he
was handsome.
Adam was a better choice. Wagner almost got it though.
Wagner had that big shiny toothy Hollywood grin, and I think Adam West has he has a nice grin too, but his is more subtle and subdued, which to me suits Bruce Wayne better. So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson, though,
he's the most recent.
Joe boy.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I don't know. When you look at him, you go, I can see him playing like an older Dick Grayson or something, but he doesn't look like Bruce Wayne at all. He looks all emo. I'm like, keep the cowl on, dude, because you don't look like.
Well, the one thing I didn't like was his hair. I didn't like his long hair like that.
Yeah,
not that I'm jealous because I have no hair. But
oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like longer hair. I can't help it.
But
it just doesn't
look like that.
Yeah,
but
Bruce,
I don't know for Bruce Wayne.
It's not tactically sound for Batman too with the cowl. So
that's true. That would be a pain stuffing all that up under there.
That hair under
it also makes him look too young. I mean,
yeah. I thought the hair should be shorter,
fair.
But it was a Punk.
Lewis Wilson is really the best, though. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay, yeah, Val Kilmer. I like the Val Kilmer movie. I thought, and that opening was fantastic. I thought Kilmer did a good job, and I really liked that movie.
He could have dyed his hair darker.
Yeah, he could have, but I thought he was decent. So I'll agree with Punk Waddle on that one. Clooney's apologized for his Batman. That was just a travesty. I mean, I think it could have been. He could have been good, maybe.
Enough.
He didn't apologize enough, but that was I blame that kind of stuff on the writers too. So.
At least he's square. I can't stand him, but he was at least like square jawed and looked like a big dude and stuff. But
he looked decent.
You have to have that stature and you have to have that jaw. You just do. For Bruce Wayne, you've got to.
Yeah. And Ben Affleck, I think he's got the physique and you've got more of that dark costume.
I don't like his costume, but he kind of has the look. If they'd gotten it right, maybe. But I don't know.
He's tall and he's good looking, but he's just such a. Let me find a clean word here. Jerk. I mean, people forget. People forget the way he treated comic book fans who dared criticize Daredevil. And then, does anybody remember what he tweeted and then deleted?
I'm Batman. Yeah. Suck it, nerds. I'm Batman.
Suck it, nerds. I'm Batman. Exactly. So.
When he got because he got. No, I like the Daredevil.
When he got the part,
so
I hated that Daredevil.
I know.
But see, right there, look at that picture of him down there next to Sparkle Boy.
if
that
he had his hair
face looks
shorter.
like a Bruce Wayne.
Sparkle boy.
Yeah, no, that's good right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's better.
I hate Affleck, but that face looks like a Bruce Wayne. I mean, it's just he's in garbage movies, So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to give Pattinson's movie a shot because my ex-wife made me watch some movie that he was in. It took place in like the 20s or 30s or something, where he joined a circus. And it was about, I think it was called Water for Elephants or something. And the guy does one of the best. I mean, his American accent is up there with the best of them. With Cavill or somebody.
They say he's got chops.
He's a good actor. Now, can he pull off?
He's a good actor.
I mean, Keaton sort of pulled it off, although they should have just had him in padded, sweaters or something the whole time. Because when he's in the sweater, he's in, or when he comes up through the trap door in the final scene, and you see his arm lifting, that little noodle arm.
Remember
that?
You ever work out? It's like, because I was working out like crazy back then too. It's like just his shoulders are so close. He's filled out now that he's got older, and he pulled off the the look, the craziness of Batman, but the look, was all suit. But he's just so scrawny. Like when he's as Bruce Wayne, it's just.
Up against Nicholson, that's a pretty good. That's kind of it works though because they both needed to be kind of similar, and I mean I don't know the type of chops that they both have. Yeah.
When
they could have worked out a little bit more with he could have worked out with Maddie's daddy a little, like Pierce Brosnan. That was this. I'm like, how the heck is this guy going to play James Bond? And I guess they did beef him up a little bit.
Yeah.
So he did look bad. And plus, Bond is always in a suit usually.
These days, a lot of these actors, I'm convinced, are taking steroids. And I will say Chris Evans definitely took steroids because I met him. So? I met him just before the Winter Soldier came out, and that dude was built like a swimmer. He did not have the muscle that he had in the movie, and you don't lose it that quickly unless you're taking the juice because you deflate really quickly on steroids. So
unless they CGI'd him.
I don't think they did because he gets smaller as the movies, go on. If you've noticed, like there's a shirt. Yeah, he's wearing like a tank top or second in the last Avengers movie, and he's not even as big as I am.
Well, he's chopping the wood, right?
No, the
last wood chopping scene in the
Endgame.
Second movie.
Oh, Endgame.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he still had pecs. He still had his pecs and his biceps.
That's always the Voltron you're thinking of with the chopping.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So,
that's right.
But I will say, like last week we were talking about the Iron Giant, and I mentioned a book called Acting for Animators, and in that same book he talks about Michael Keaton and a movie called Multiplicity, and he said no matter what you think of the movie and the plot and all that kind of stuff, he said Michael Keaton, he said something like should have gotten an Academy Award for his body language because he moves so differently as each character. Like there's the real confident guy that moves like Fonzie, like he leans with his hips. Mm-hmm. And there was another guy who's kind of a nerdy intellectual guy, and he leads with his forehead, like a lot of shy guys do, The tough guy leads with his chest and his shoulders. And he said, for actors or for animators, you should study Michael Keaton in this movie and you will learn volumes about physical acting. And then also Keaton was the first guy to come up with the idea of the raspy voice, because even if you just go lower, it's still you, just lower. But once you go raspy like that, it's hard to tell it's you. Your accent kind of goes away. And so he deserves credit. And he says he thought that up. Nobody's come out and said, Tim Burton hasn't come out and said, no, it was my idea. So that's my 2 cents on what he's still a small guy with no chin. But as far as the acting, I think he's,
the performance is good, really good. Both of them,
yeah,
absolutely. And he got an entire generation saying, "I'm Batman,
I'm Batman."
Yeah. But then Christian Bale took it to a ridiculous extreme.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
I just use a voice changer like some of the heroes do now in some of the shows.
What is wrong with Christopher Nolan, though? Because he didn't really do that in Batman Begins as much, but then he does it in Dark Knight. And he's got to know, maybe he didn't think he would get made fun of, but people really made fun of him going over the top with that in The Dark Knight.
Well, don't forget that he did Bane, the voice of Bane in the last movie. So, he let that go out too. It's like, who the hell thought that was a good idea?
So I saw an interview with him, and he forgot what he had done. Because they film these things really fast. And he said he forgot what he had done, so he went back and watched the movie. And he said the reason that he dropped it in the third one was because in the second one, he found out that he was doing an impression of himself. And it turned out to be more of a caricature of himself. So he said in the third one, I just dropped it rather than try and recreate what I did because I saw how it came out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just having it was congestion that day.
But I think all of them except for Affleck were doing an impression and in the animated series.
Conroy,
yeah, I can never think after I work out. And I'm sticking with that excuse. I'm not getting senile.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I think, was doing an impression of Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, no,
that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, because he kind of laid that groundwork for the movies.
If you look back at everybody else that played superheroes before them, they either didn't change their voice at all, like George Reeves.
Christopher Reeve kind of did a little bit. I have something to tell you.
Yes, he dropped the fake lisp, and deepened his voice a little bit. But if you look at like Kirk Allen, maybe did it a little bit. I think George Reeves didn't do it at all. Christopher Reeve was pretty good. Yeah, but then everybody else, they didn't really make that kind of a radical change, and the raspiness, I think, covers up your voice and your accent, and so bravo Keaton for that.
Yeah.
So Stuart is mentioning Night Shift, which is an awesome movie if you haven't seen
hysterical.
it. And it just came out on Blu-ray just a few days ago.
Fun movie.
So if you want to get, I don't think it needs to be on Blu-ray, but if you haven't bought it, it's on. Comedies, in my mind, don't need to be on. On Blu-ray. But if you're going to buy the movie,
a lot of people like to just get Blu-rays. So that's what I do.
But I mean, if you already have, I already have it on DVD, so I'm not gonna. I wouldn't buy it again because it's a comedy, but.
Stuart, I met Henry Winkler at Salt Lake Comic Con. A friend of mine he was a really nice guy. He comes around in front of the table and stands with all the fans. But that dude's like 5'2" or something. He is tiny.
Yeah.
Really?
My friend was getting an autograph, and he turns around, and I was not buying anything, so I will give him credit. He turned around, reached up, stood on a step stool, and shook my hand and said, "Henry Winkler." I said, "Yes, I know." But I was shocked at how that guy is tiny.
Yeah, Fonz's tiny.
Wow.
Fonzie's tiny.
So
it was all the acting. It was all his great job acting, and that character wasn't supposed to be that big of a character until he lit it up on that show.
Danny Trejo too, tiny little man.
Oh, he's tiny too. Yeah.
What?
I was shocked.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Shocked. Yeah, he's like, and I don't think he speaks Spanish because I said, mucho gusto en conocerlo.
He doesn't.
Nice to meet you.
He doesn't now.
He looked at me like I spit in his face. He gave me a dirty look.
Yeah, Polly told me that. Yeah.
If I'd have known, I wouldn't have tried because he probably thought I was making fun of him or something. This blonde guy speaking Spanish making fun of me, a Latino who doesn't. So I feel kind of bad about that. But yeah, tiny little people.
Yeah,
well, both of them have larger than life presences on film.
Yeah,
you would never know it.
Well, Claudia's probably seen. I took a picture with Chris Evans, and I think on IMDb, I think it says he's 6 feet tall. That dude's 5'9" on a good day. I dwarfed him. Yeah.
Wow, I'm taller than Captain America. Jeez.
And yes, you're much taller than Captain America. And Sebastian Stan is probably a hair shorter than he is. But Sebastian Stan is a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
Oh, cool.
When I met him, they heard you through it. I just said, "Hey, man, you are a great actor." And he goes, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." It was all he had time to say, but he was very sincere about it. So. Anyway,
well, it's good that they appreciate the fan. When they really appreciate the fans, it's nice because it's like, hey, we're paying, paying for the tickets. It's like, we're, there's a reason why we're shelling out our money. So it's, I'll try a few seconds of this without the sound, and maybe I won't play it. I'll just go through it. And we'll see if we anger the bat gods.
You got to be careful, because they will get you.
Yeah. Well, you should be okay with this.
So crazy.
It was just showing a clip too, so just I'm not going to play it. But when you've got this overlay
show
on
the
saying
bullets
it's for
bouncing
fairness.
off of Iron Bat.
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous.
That was the one that got you, and it's so dark anyway. You can't even see it anyway.
You can see like a split second of him getting bullets.
Yeah.
He looks like crap. Look.
Yeah, he doesn't look like.
Wait, that's
Bruce Wayne. Wow.
Yeah, see with the hair.
What is it? The
That's what I
Matrix?
want to show. You got to have a high, not high and tight maybe, but you got to have more of a business haircut there. You know, he doesn't look
Bruce
bad
Wayne,
in
I hate
the outfit.
myself. Woo. Okay, I'm sorry. It's being me. Look at him. Oh God, it's emo.
Clobby, you're so triggered tonight.
Oh, I am. And she, what is her boy hair? Why does Catwoman have to have boy hair?
Yeah, well, she fits into the costume better that way with the cowl.
No, I call BS on that. Catwoman should not have boy hair. Catwoman should have long, flowing cat hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least he's ripped. At least he's
Now
ripped up to play Batman. He's all ripped up for it. Yeah.
So I think I'm trying to, I want to be careful here. So I'm trying to see where that shot where, I guess just go watch the trailer yourself. I don't want to nuke the stream, but
okay.
Yeah, you might be all right.
Well, I have the overlay up, so it should technically we're supposed to be, for fair use. But I love Batman. This is going to be the best movie ever.
Everybody go see it right away.
Going back to Batman Year One again.
Yeah.
And the Penguin looks like poo poo, and Riddler's I don't know. And they showed.
Yeah, but Penguin's actually Bullseye.
Yes. Now, Bullseye's Penguin.
Is he in a fat suit or is he?
I don't know. I think so. Probably.
Wait, Penguin is Bullseye?
Colin Farrell,
yeah.
Oh, okay. You had me confused. I thought they were blending the characters. I'm like, what?
No, he was.
I got you.
Oh, look at him. What a weenie he is.
Yeah, so let me go get out of this.
He doesn't look like a convincing angry Batman. You got anything there with where him getting shot? I mean, with walking through.
Yeah,
nothing.
He basically. I don't want to skim through this too much, but he basically.
You're right if you're stopping.
Clobby's right. Yeah, Clobby's. He takes a bunch of bullets to the chest and it doesn't do anything to him, basically.
Because he's wearing good vibranium armor.
Well, it's basically they've keep making Batman more and more powerful in terms of his.
Batman dodges bullets even though when he has the chest plate.
Yeah, in terms of his suit, the suit keeps getting more and more powerful. So let's see what they have a picture of him as. Yeah, so that's unbelievable. You can't recognize him. It's
wow.
I mean, that's crazy. A lot of makeup. So I don't know why they picked him. I mean, maybe they like his acting abilities, or you'd think you'd pick someone like you'd start there as Richard Kind, the Batman.
That's right, Phantom. Yeah. Like Phantom says, machine gun bullets point blank to the chest, and it just stands there.
Yeah. So he takes it. Yeah. So, but I don't like it, but I think there's if those are certain you can kind of overlook that if the movie's really good, but I have a feeling we'll see like Maddie's daddy is saying I give the movie, I'll give it a chance, I'll go see it.
I mean,
I'm not gonna walk into a theater to watch that drivel. I'll watch it with on TV.
But see his hair, you can't have hair like that and be Bruce Wayne. I mean, it's
terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't see that does not speak of Bruce Wayne. I agree.
I mean, if it's Batman as a kid and he had long hair as like a young kid,
looks like Dick Grayson to me.
I can kind of see that, but not as an old. He's supposed to be. He's I guess I don't know if this is Batman Begins territory, but I guess he's been Batman for a couple of years.
Just getting started. No, it's the beginning again.
Just getting started.
Back to they keep going back to the beginning. Crap.
You gotta give him credit for making Richard Kind look tough and scary.
Yeah, right.
John Turturro there.
But yeah, that's
Colin
pretty
Farrell
amazing
was actually
transformation. Oh yeah, he's good. Yeah, that movie. What was the movie where he was in the phone booth? Was it called Phone Booth?
I think it was called Phone Booth.
I think it was Phone Booth. Yeah. That's how good my memory is. Yeah.
Did anybody see the episode of Scrubs that he was in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Another guy that could do a amazing American accent.
Yeah. He was a good actor. Yeah.
He really is.
Well, that's what was good about the Affleck Daredevil was I thought, his character wasn't written right, but he was, he's great, as an actor, and he was, I thought, scary in a few scenes, but I know Clobberin times you hated that movie, so I always
what movie did I hate?
The Daredevil movie.
Yes,
I
right.
always
Yes,
talk
I
about
did.
the director's cut. So
I surely did.
Yeah.
Well, that's, by the way, I was flipping on Amazon or somewhere, and they have that director's cut on there, but it's not. I don't think I could sit through it again. No, maybe
I liked Michael Clark Duncan quite a lot.
He's just not the Kingpin. I mean, why would
he's not. I mean, it's that's about the only time that I feel like race swapping was okay, because they didn't do it just to do race swapping to teach all of us racist people how evil we are. They did it because they wanted the biggest, scariest looking guy that could still act, and he's a humongous guy, and he's a damn good actor. I mean, he was literally a ditch digger before he did the Green Mile. Was it the Green Mile first? Yeah. And I remember seeing on Good Morning America or Today Show or something, he went back with his money and bought cars for all the people that dug ditches with him. So
he was a good dude.
Good actor, good
away,
man.
Unfortunately,
he was a good actor. Yeah,
he was married to Omarosa, wasn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, so he passed away
2012. Wow,
54. Way too
oh,
young,
did he? Oh,
yeah.
That's
wow.
That's too bad. I
was
really
a bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6'5", 315. Yep.
The whole 9 yard. Yeah. I mean, it must have been heart attack, I think. It's a lot of blood pumping to keep that.
Go up a little bit again. Let me see something.
Yep.
In filmography. Did I see what I think? He was in Green Lantern?
Yeah, he
was
did the voice of Kilowog.
Kilowog's
Kilowog's voice, yeah.
And he was good. Okay, there you go. I was going to say, I didn't see him in that. Oh, yeah, voice of Kilowog.
That Finder TV show was great, too. I love that TV show. Didn't last that long, but that was a fun show.
I never even
heard Yeah, here, I'll... So what did he pass? Did he
I remember that show. Yeah.
The Finder was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I was dating Omarosa,
yep.
Let's see. Oh, of course there was stuff going on. Let's see.
Yeah, he was one of the celebrity deaths.
Heart attack.
That I really felt bad about. When his people are like shedding tear icons because people from Gilligan's Island died, I'm like, no, they lived a long time and were rich and famous. But this guy was, how did it say how old he was?
54. Yeah, way too young.
Those people like that, the Gilligan's Island people, they do that because they grew up with those people and so.
No, I get that, but I mean, I wouldn't be sad for somebody that lived a long, successful, happy life, was well known, was rich, but he didn't. Michael Clark Duncan, he got famous later in life, and he didn't. He got to enjoy it for like 15 years or something, and he was gone. So I feel bad about that. And he's a guy I would have liked to have met because he just seemed like such a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, some of the Gilligan's Island people actually didn't do that well because they didn't have residuals from the show back then.
True.
So,
really?
Yeah.
A lot of them did poorly.
Yeah. Mr. Magoo, aka
Jim Backus.
Backus, I think, was living in poverty at the end. Yep, unfortunately.
Really?
So, Sherwood Schwartz, had all the. Back then you're gonna replay a TV show. It's like, so I don't think they had any. From my understanding, they only got money from the movies that came later.
One of the people that was instrumental, you're not going to believe this, in getting residuals, won a big case against Filmation, was Jackson Bostwick. The first guy that played Captain Marvel in Shazam.
Yeah.
Howdy, Captain James T. Skywalker. Good to see you, my friend. The reason that Clobby has heard me talk about John Davey a lot because I really like that. He's such a nice guy. We talk all the time, but he replaced Jackson Bostwick, who was great. He was good. He looked good in the suit, but he didn't show up for work one day, and they fired him. And the next day, they had called John Davey, and he was on set. He had no idea what it was. but he sued Filmation and got paid not only for the end of the season, but he also got royalties. And I don't think then it was a legal necessity to pay royalties. I think that the people that got it were, they had negotiated for it in their contracts. But after the Shazam case, I think it was you had to pay them.
And I think also what happened, he was complaining about some stunts that were really dangerous. So, like as a protest, he wouldn't go. He didn't.
Well, no, he claimed that he hurt his eye. He got something in his eye. He was breaking through. He was jumping down through plywood boards to rescue somebody who was in a hole.
Yeah.
And he claimed it's one of them got into his eye, so I went to see a doctor the next day, and they said, "Oh, he was strong arm." We'll never know. I mean,
yeah. But I also heard him on the DVD or the Blu-ray. At one point, they were talking about too how dangerous some of those stunts were, and there was one stunt where he's on top of the caravan or the Winnebago. Yeah, and like something went wrong, and his belt came off. The safety came off, and he had to hold on for dear life. Yeah. So I think there was some he was complaining about some of those stunts too, how dangerous they were.
Well, I do know that John Davey, they hung him on wires, and there's even pictures out there. There's one picture of him on wires. It's a black and white photo. So that may be the reason, was because of the dangerousness of that. When they got to Isis, if you look at the second season, she's standing there on a green screen, and they have the camera above her. And so when you rotate the image, it looks like she's flying, but she's really just standing up, looking up.
Make sure you don't show any pictures of that word ISIS.
Yeah, I think that. I think that gets trouble. Yep.
Oh, really?
I got my ad suitability limited on a video I did. We tried to figure out what we were talking about on the Clobby's Clubhouse a couple of weeks ago, and Raquel and Mark and I turned, and the only thing we can remember is we were looking at some pictures of Joanna Cameron, who played that character, on the show Almighty IE Sis, and
oh yeah,
that could have been what they didn't demonetize the vid, but we did.
I think that's part of that's my guess. I mean, you could probably not worth doing a review over,
it's a guess, but yeah,
that was my best guess. So
yeah,
it can't be cursing or anything like that, because the Global Geek Gang the other day, you heard Loki.
Yeah.
What stuff he was saying, I thought, oh man, this is demonetized for sure.
Yeah.
Love you, Loki.
He did.
Well, the other thing we're going to talk about tonight, before it gets late too early, was what was happening with where was my Superman? Let me grab my Superman article here. So this is one of my favorite stories, the Last Days of Superman, and I'll show you the Treasury edition that my grandfather got me. But I also wanted to, of course, the latest news out of DC was they dropped Truth, Justice, and the American Way out of Superman.
Oh,
can't have that.
I can't with these people.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, because America's only done bad things. Forget that whole World War I, World War II thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the other countries were
justice and a better tomorrow.
That's to hell with them.
Yeah.
That's not Superman anyway.
So in a vacuum, if American Way had never existed and they came out with the slogan, I'd say okay, but this has been Superman's slogan for years and years and years. And the sad thing is, what a great country America is. And of course, it's, a cliche to say, yeah, we've done bad things, but what would have happened if the Yazis had won World War II, or Stalin had taken over the world, or, look what's happening with China now. So in terms of persecuting people and lack of freedom. And we're seeing some of that here too, where you got to be careful what you say, and you can't say certain things. So, and as a, evil corporate, quote unquote, evil corporation, you'd say, well, the American Way motto, they're saying it's fallen out of favor. Lois and Clark, he said he fought for truth and justice, but, to come out and actually say it and kind of, smash you with it, it's kind of depressing. And I think we're seeing that, whether if you want to say CRT, whatever you want to call it, they're teaching the kids today. It's one thing to be critical and study history and say these were things that were wrong, but we've got a system, the Great American Experiment, where we've got a constitution where you can right these wrongs. We got the Bill of Rights, and we can vote people out. We have a Supreme Court, and we can change things and make things better to ensure that dream is fulfilled. But there's not many countries that have all the rights and freedoms. That's why everyone wants to come here. Why do you think allegedly it's been 1 million people have crossed the border in the last year to get here for freedom and for a better way and for our economy? It's not because we're the most horrible, evil country in the world. How many people are trying to break into China and get into China right now? I wonder how many.
We take in more immigrants per year than all the other countries in the world combined.
And it's not even close, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's a really sad thing, I think. So is a slogan a bad slogan? Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow?
No, I hate it.
Well, I know you hate it, but I'm saying it on
it's stupid.
Overall, it
sounds political.
It's political,
though. It does sound political, and
like kissing babies and
even more annoying. They couldn't even put a better today. It's like they can't stand what America is about today. That it has to be a better tomorrow. Why not a better today?
Well, because a better tomorrow it's always tomorrow. You never have to live up to it because
exactly. That's exactly right. It's always tomorrow. It's never today. Today implies you need to get off your butt and do something. Tomorrow means you can sit and wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. People just need to remember. I mean, the problem is they don't teach civics anymore. So you can say you have all these problems, you just don't realize it, and the only way to get rid of them is to vote for me. And to keep voting for me. And people have been voting for the same people. And I'm not going to mention any parties or names, but we can all figure there are places where people have been voting for the same, not just the same party, but the same people for 40 years. And their lives have not changed for the better, one iota, but as long as you keep them ignorant, you'll always have a customer. So,
yeah. Good point.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's just. Thank you, Captain Skywalker. Yeah, it is depressing because I see the way kids are. Guy. The kids are talking today, and as Joe was saying, we're a nation of immigrants. I mean, my family's all immigrants. So I had family that didn't speak English as their native tongue. So it's that's what's great about America is all these immigrants coming together to make the country better. And the melting pot. Unfortunately, I think we're being divided too much, and it's showing too many differences. And
we've become
when I talk to kids, it's always the negative about America and why this certain segment's not doing well. Let's improve that, or let's fix the problems. Let's not classify people and divide people. Let's if you think. I think education should be, is the number one civil rights issue of the day. And I think you look at some of the cities and, where I live and the schools, the funding for the schools equal to some of the suburbs. So they get, same amount of money, but they're not getting an equal education. And what's going to happen to those kids that, don't get that education? They definitely don't have an equal start in life. 100% agree with that. That's my point of view, but let's improve education for those kids. You can't give everyone the same outcome, but you've got to give everyone the same tools and same ability and same opportunity. And if they have a horrible education, so I've know some people from Sweden. So what they did in Sweden, they've got schools where they fund the students. So they give the money to the parents. And then the parents fund charter schools. And well, guess what? if a person had said, the schools that weren't performing that well, they went out of business or they got their acting gear and got better teachers. And it was better. It was better for everyone. Mm-hmm. So it's, I don't like, well, that's what I was trying to say. The slogan, maybe it's not the best slogan, but it's a slap in the face because they're removing an American way. That's the slap.
They are.
That's don't forget your clip, by the way.
Yeah, so
it's also a tradition. I mean, it's almost 100 years old.
Yeah.
So
so let's play that. Here's the clip from the great Superman movie. So let me play that. Let me grab grab that. Let's see. There we go.
I mean, why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes. I'm here to fight the truth, justice, American way.
You're going to end up fighting every election in this country.
Sure you don't really mean that, Lois.
I don't.
It was echoey.
Yeah,
echoey?
You forgot to mute your mic.
Oh, I forgot to mute.
But that's okay. We all know the clip. I mean,
yeah.
It actually should.
Clobby and I could do the whole movie.
Yeah, I could do the whole movie. Yeah.
But, yes.
You like Krypton? That's with a K-R-I.
K-R-I.
Actually, said K-R like
K-R-Y. Do you like pink?
I like pink very much, Steve.
Yeah, Clobby and I could probably do that whole movie from beginning to end.
Don't call me sugar.
Hopefully Arwen can too, because somebody's got to do Lois's voice, and I don't think I'm quite there. And hey, why can't Lois have a Southern accent? I mean,
I'd take it.
Well, there you go. Might be interesting. Lois from the South.
Hey, I think Southern accents on women are very sexy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's my opinion, but I think a lot of guys,
Go argue about that. Yeah.
No, I think a lot of guys would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't, because then your wife would go, "Oh, really? What else? Do you think Arwen is attractive? Arwen? I don't think of her as one of the guys, honey.
That's what I am right now. I'm just one of the guys.
Just one of the guys. Yep.
Yeah, we'll all go with that.
Yep.
That's our story, right?
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, but it's not just a slogan, and people can't tell the difference between something that is old and outdated and something that is classic and tradition. And that is a classic line. It stirs feelings. Hopefully, it used to be always good feelings, but
Yeah.
Joe's reporting us to human resources. Yep.
It's a fair call.
Joe, I have my own door.
Hey, who are you calling human?
They have human resources has in, out, and Steve.
Steve's taking about a whole new door.
Oh, nicely played. That was good, Clobby. If anybody missed that, that's Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I want to touch on too was, Jonathan, again, not to get into the whole issue of his sexuality. I think that's, to me, that's not really important. But I think what was most important was in terms of tackling issues of the day. Like I'll just, I think I'll try to find the article, but when they're talking about Superman now fighting climate change, whether you think of climate change, but that's why I wanted to talk about that issue of Superman 156 that I had. So let me find that screenshot. So it's, I really don't want to get into that, they're making heroes bisexual now.
All Superman would have to do to fight climate change would be to boil a couple of million gallons of seawater, more than a couple, tens of millions of gallons of seawater to release my brain is just not working tonight.
You can use Kryptonian technology to stop it.
Ozone.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Just keep it out of real comics, you idiots. Look how horrible this is. Ugh.
Yeah, so for me, it's, if you want to make the character bisexual, I'm not going to, it's a new character. So I guess, if you want to go that way.
He's been around a while, but they aged him up just so they can make him bisexual.
And I've had friends who have, come out later in life, God bless them, who know it's not easy. And, they've been, so that's if they want to make the character, it's a different character. I don't think we should, what's the right word? We got to be very careful how I word myself, but I don't think to me, that's not really an issue. If they want to do that and you want to support the book, don't support the book. But to me, it's more of the way they're, showing, like, as everyone's saying, strike for climate. Of course, there's no planet B. Of course, in that universe, there's a ton of planet Bs. But really, what I want to say is just, Superman fighting. Once you get involved in current events, it's a slippery slope in terms of actual things like this. So, with his powers, there's a ton of stuff he could do. So, one of my favorite issues of Superman, my grandfather brought home Superman 156. So the story, I haven't read it in years. I should have read it again before tonight, but he thinks he's dying. And I think that the tagline is, I was trying to remember, I think he had a piece of kryptonite somehow got caught in his uniform. So he's suffering. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So I'll try to find some photos. I'll just let me grab the camera.
I've
here
read this in 30 years, dude, 40 years. But it's in that reprint.
Yeah. So it's a really, really well done issue.
Not a hoax. Not a dream.
And it came out. When did this come out? 1962. Okay.
Wow.
So you guys weren't born.
Yeah, wasn't born yet. Yep.
Yeah, me either.
So let's see if my
this
camera
reminds
wants
me
to come on.
See, when you comparing what you just showed to what you're showing now, my question is, whatever happened to comics being fun?
That's over, folks. They're gonna preach
the fantasy of it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the kids can't really read them anymore. I mean, depending on how your what your political views are, I guess they could, but it would traumatize them. Yeah,
they don't care about fun.
Fear. Yeah,
nobody buys them either. So
remember, they used to have a title called "More Fun Comics." Not anymore.
That's right. One of the oldest comics. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Now it's here's what we're going to scare you with today.
Yeah, pretty much.
They need comics should be narrated by that guy that did the in a world where one man must stand alone. We're all going to die soon.
Yeah.
Sure, Stuart. DM me if you have. Are we on Twitter? Do we follow each other?
Oh yeah. Let's say we could. Clobberin, could you please DM? Yeah, some Dolly head braces. Yeah, after we show that, we can talk about Dolly. But I've got to grab a battery. Braces. I'll be right back. I got to grab a battery for my light on my camera. Hold on.
Hashtag she had braces.
Hmm?
Oh, wow. You can't even tell I've got my feet propped up. I thought this would be a funny visual of me with my feet propped up, but you can't even really tell.
Oh, well, yeah. You can see it. Well, no, you can't tell. You're right.
I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, that's kind of one of the big things about the way they're going with comics now is everybody's, they're trying to educate us, poor, ignorant, pedestrians on all of our flaws and why we're the cause of this terrible world's terrible problems. There's nothing fun for kids anymore,
Yeah. There's no escapism.
Exactly.
It's all about reality. And it's like, you've got to have some sort of method to just turn off your brain and unplug.
Yeah. If the world is as horrible as they're trying to tell us it is, then surely people need a break from that, someplace to escape to.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Arwen.
Absolutely. Sure, Stuart. You can send it to me on Facebook if you want. Absolutely, sir. Yeah. Well, that's what I go to comics for.
Well, not anymore. You go to the old comics.
Well, the old ones, yeah. But I go to comics for fun.
Oh, yes,
there.
the old ones.
The old ones. Yeah,
this is still in my memory banks.
So this is.
Oh, I have this.
I'm far away from my mic, but I'll have to, let me.
Neil Adams.
Neil Adams cover.
So that's my grandfather brought this back for me. I was like, oh God, this is so good. I've read this issue so many times. So
who wrote that, Clubby?
Which one?
The one he's looking at right now.
Oh, it's Edmund Hamilton.
See, Clubby. Well, I could also ask Phantom Outsider.
Edmund Hamilton.
That's Jim Aparo art, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Night of the Reaper. That's one.
That's Night of the Reaper. That's Adams. That's Adams there.
Oh, is that Adams?
Yeah, if it's Night of the Reaper, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this was.
I was going by the tree of the Dutch angle.
Story was scary as hell.
I love Aparo though.
And then the Demon Within with Aparo. Then you got The Flash, Dirty Job, Firehair by Joe Kubert. And then The Last Days of Superman, Kurt Swan, George Klein. And that's illustrated by him. But it's, Night of the Reaper. God, what a great story that was.
Edmund Hamilton wrote a lot of Legion and stuff too back then. He wrote a lot of Superman Legion and he became he was before and then after a well-known science fiction writer. I love this Adams art right here. Oh man, this one is a great Batman story.
Yeah, it's a great of course is
love Neil Adams. I love this. There's a scene in here where they're at a Halloween. He's at a Halloween party, and you got a couple of them are. Well, there are a couple of. Let's just say a couple of. They don't have DC didn't have a bullpen, but then Marvel didn't really either. But a couple of the DC I don't know if it's after this or before this. A couple of DC writers and artists are they drew them in there.
Yep, and they also drew in Spider-Man and Thor.
Yep, and the Thor guys has a ball peen hammer.
Yeah,
the guy's saying, and he's saying to basically who was Denny O'Neil or one of them saying, "So you write comic books? That's a stupid way to make a living. Says mine getting off my foot."
You know, you said Thor with a ball peen hammer. It occurred to me one day, Thor does not have a hammer. Thor has a mallet.
A mallet.
Of course, it just doesn't sound as cool though. My magic mallet.
I guess that's why they say. I guess that's why they say hammer all the time.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a mallet.
He's picking.
Hey,
he's yelling. Don't be
we have a
stupid,
bid.
Robin.
We have a bid from Joe. $5. Do I hear $5?
Is that per page?
Per frame.
Yeah, per panel. Yeah.
I mean, they're reprints, but these treasuries are still worth a good bit now. Depending on what you got.
Well, this is one of my favorites because it's my grandfather gave it to me.
Although technically that's not a treasury
awesome.
edition. There he is right there.
Yeah.
It's Denny O'Neil standing next to Thor.
Yeah. But
Wait, where? I don't see it.
You really like comic books?
Yeah.
Boy, is that a dumb way to make a living.
Right. It's a claw hammer, yeah.
Yeah. And that's Denny O'Neil. I'm getting off my foot.
I love it when they.
I'm dressed as web slinger lad. Go ahead, sorry.
I love it when they make references to other to the opposing companies, like when there was in the Simonson run of Thor, where Thor first develops a civilian identity, and as he's walking out the door, he bumps into two people and knocks the guy's glasses off, and
it's Clark Kent.
And the woman says, "Hurry up, Clark, we're going to be late." and Clark Kent goes, "I could have swore that was nah."
Yep. An unofficial Marvel crossover.
I love this. I love this panel here. Yeah, where'd you get that bat costume? It's great, better than mine. You've got the muscles to go with it. Thanks. I exercise a lot. I should have been like, I'm Batman.
Wait a minute. Batman's not frowning and crying in his suit and wearing dark armor and boo-hooing about himself like a little emo wit biatch like the modern version.
And then this story, The Demon Within, I mean, the ending to this is just terrific.
Actually, Joe, I don't know if Neil Adams drew himself into this or not. That was the writer, Denny O'Neil, he put in there. But I'm sorry, go ahead. There's a parallel.
This story. Nice. I don't think my grandfather read this before he gave it to me as an 8-year-old, but this is a tragic story.
A parallel art right there.
Wow.
Oh, so I don't want to ruin it if you're actually going to read it, but the kid can turn into like a monster, and he's wreaking havoc.
These are comics, folks. Remember these?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is when Infantino was. I loved Infantino's early Flash.
Thought balloons. Yeah, I did too, actually.
Yep.
He was the definitive Barry Allen Flash artist for me. Alex Toth, he was a genius.
Yeah.
Look at the design of that one page there with the way you
dirty job.
Just the balloons alone, they're clever. Of course, he was an amazing cartoonist.
He knows how to use, just by looking at these panels, he knows how to use blacks correctly. A lot of people, when they use a lot of black, it becomes unreadable. They try to do a lot of silhouettes or night stuff, but he really knows how to design the page to where it's clear, it's readable, it tells a story. It doesn't. Hey, there's the hammer again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mallet.
The mallet.
Yeah. what I was trying to get to was this, but it's okay. That's such a fantastic.
By the way,
best of DC.
Created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Today is Jerry Siegel's birthday, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. How old would he have been?
He was born in 1914, so that's wow, that's 107
or 107.
107.
Yeah, 107. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost as old as Shatner.
Yeah, Shatner.
Got Shatner by a little bit.
Yeah, the missus wants to clear up my junk, right? Yeah, so yeah, she'll probably say, "Sure, sold."
Right here, Mrs. D.
Yeah,
$5. Yeah. So what this is, the last days of Superman.
I'll outbid Joe by 5 cents on everything.
There you go. I don't have. I got a 10. I got 10. I don't have it.
Matty will grow up tall and strong on just oatmeal, right?
Indeed. Kurt Swan, inked by George Klein.
I just love that artwork. I really do.
I love Swan. Very clean.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple cartoonist. You know, he drew more just about almost. He drew almost as many pages as Kirby. I think he's like second place or third all time with the most pages drawn in comics.
Wow.
I would bet the Super Friends animators referenced him a lot.
Oh,
a lot of the poses and the framing and stuff look a lot like Kurt Swan's art.
Yeah, hey, red shirt.
Very simple.
Just another red shirt.
Yeah.
No red shirt.
He was a good storyteller. Good. I mean, he didn't have a fancy style, of course. And George Klein inking him. I prefer Murphy Anderson inking him, but Klein was, good. He was old.
His career was ended by John Byrne.
Yes, sir. Well, he came back, by the way, but he did come back and did some work on Superman. But yes, it was.
Yeah, but it was like guest.
Well, no, he did Action Weekly. He actually took over the comic.
Oh, did he?
For a short time, yeah.
Okay.
For a while, Al Williamson even inked him on some stuff, which was kind of strange. But there you go. That's my favorite Superman artist is always going to be Kurt Swan.
It's great, yeah. So the storyline here, to summarize, there's a kryptonite. It looks like a satellite or something coming towards the space capsule. It's probably back in, when was it, 62? It could have been the Mercury capsule. Doesn't matter. But it's so Superman drives the kryptonite into the ground by throwing a rock. But then he's feeling strange. So what I'm ruining the story, but one of these pellets of kryptonite lodges in his uniform, so he thinks he's dying. So the whole story is going, Clobber, you're much much more of a Superman expert than me, but I don't think they really tackled real world issues that much in Superman. If I'm
not
speaking out,
not too much.
In the very early days,
in the earlier
first couple of issues, yeah, they did. There was wife beating and murder.
Well, there was a lot of stuff early on, yeah, but it was at this era. The most thing you see is like there was an issue where JFK is actually on the on there, but it didn't get super political, and they never did because at this point, I think this is still the Mort Weisinger era. He didn't allow that kind of stuff. These comics were aimed at kids.
Yeah, so he's got super robots, and he's going to build canals to try to irrigate, so that can, he's worried about famine, and of course the Legion gets involved too.
Oh, my Legion!
Your Legion gets involved here.
Edmund wrote a lot of Legion. Edmund Hamilton, and then he's got a list of things that he wants to do now that he's dying. Right? I'd hope you do these things, but I don't have the strength now. Of course, Crypto's helping. So when I'm reading this, I'm like, but wait, Superman's dead. He's gonna die. So of course we got our, Great Legion. You got the Brainiac,
Act 5,
Bouncing Boy. Yep,
Bouncing Boy. In a world where everybody got superpowers, I would be Bouncing Boy.
Bouncing Boy.
You know why I would be Bouncing Boy? He married Duo Damsel. I mean, good God.
Yeah,
a gorgeous girl who could turn into two of the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a plus, yeah.
Right.
Well, she was originally triplicate girl, but one of her triplicates died, but still she was Duo Damsel.
Oh, wow. Oh, triplicate. Yeah. I remember triplicate girl. I didn't know one of them died. You reminded me of a Rodney Dangerfield joke. He said, hey, at my age, I need 2 women in bed. So when I fall asleep, they each have somebody to talk to.
So Superman didn't clear all this work with the EPA. He's irrigation canals, right? So, and of course, this is probably wreaking havoc on the Earth, the ecosystem of the planet. But this was, he's dying, so he's going to do all these things that he never would have done before.
Good old Brainiac 5. I love her. I love poor old Docs.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm too busy staring at the Gorn head.
The who, what, where?
The Gorn. Pan back to your left, Mark.
You got a Gorn head?
Oh, the Gorn. Yep. The Gorn. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He's peeking at the back.
That's
He's
great.
like, keep reading, human.
That's great.
I will be merciful, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
So he's, destroying.
Another good impression, Clobby, by the way.
Thank you.
Supergirl destroys a planet that could hit Earth in the future.
Who needs a planet? The hell with it.
What are they doing here? They're what are they building
here?
They
got plenty of other planets.
Mike, you need your planet daily. Wait a minute, your planet daily. Hey, that's a big. Nah, it never works.
I'd rather a bugle. They taste better.
What the heck are they doing here?
Parker.
Clobby, there's nobody you can't do a good impression of, except, of course, Johnny Carson.
I can do a Steve Mitchell.
Can you really?
Yeah. You ready? Here
yeah.
You Let's go. Yeah. Clobby, your Johnny Carson sucks. There you go.
Perfect. That is spot on.
Just like you.
But on the other hand, though, I have to say your Scotty is the best Scotty I've ever heard.
Oh, well, you're too kind. I don't think I do it that well. I mean,
no, you're right on the money, dude. Like if they wanted him,
now I'm afraid to do it again.
No, but no pressure.
I'm afraid to do it again. Now I'll never do it right again. Now it's green. We're big enough to take a few insults, Captain.
See, that's perfect.
It is. It's so good.
Laddie,
really, that's spot on.
Don't you think you should rephrase that? Right. I should. I didn't mean to say that the Enterprise should be hauling garbage. I meant to say that it should be hauled away as garbage. Yeah. Now I'm doing my Scotty impression, just swinging my fist, about to punch him.
Yeah. So yeah, so poor Superman is like, I could lift mountains once. Now I can't even raise my hand. So I'm reading this as a kid. I'm like, what's going on with Superman? What's gonna like? Is he really gonna die? You know,
he turned 40.
I know Steve's favorite Scotty quote is, "I know this ship like the back of my hand."
Oh yeah. From that was
Trek
which
5.
one was it? That was 5. Yeah.
And he busts his head. That was pretty dumb.
Yeah,
that scene.
Yeah, it was a cheap joke. You know.
Yeah, a lot of them. We had a lot of those. There's a Superman. Do you need this for some mission? Yeah, Bats, I do. You and Robin have been wonderful friends, Batman. I hate the fact that about 20 years from now, some jackass is going to make us enemies and stuff like that. But right now, we're pals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this panel here.
I think Kurt Swan learned to draw by reading Wayne Boring comics. His work has a lot of.
There's similar to Wayne Boring, yes. Yeah. I agree. But there are differences as well, but it's very similar. That is, of course, why it was hired, because Boring had been doing, and Jack Burnley and a couple other guys have been doing, the title for a long time. So they got a guy that comes in that's just very similar. Yeah.
Boring was pretty iconic back in the day.
I always thought of Swan as the Ramita of DC, or maybe the other way around. Very clean style, very.
You can senior, right?
About all the characters. Only senior, yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing against old Junior, but anyway, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, but this is a great quote here, and this is where you're getting a little political, but not really, because it's saying, do good to others. So who's going to argue with that? And every man can be a Superman. It's a morality tale, and it's allegory. Yeah. So that even though Superman's doing all those things, and it's like it's almost like he's following the Prime Directive. He's not mucking with current events, until he's like he knows he's going to die. So he said, I'm now I'm going to, irrigate the deserts and do certain things. Of course, this was 1962. So, but the problem is if you had some of the powers of Superman, you can do all these things, right? So, there's no limit. So once you open that storyline up, to, Superman fighting global warming, he can actually stop global warming, right? I mean, with the power with Kryptonian tech or, super tech, or Zatanna could, say global warming is over backwards, with the, there's a lot of different, ways you could do certain things. So probably you open up a can of worms. So like I was just reading today, Afghanistan, usually we try to stay away from politics, but just not political per se, but Afghanistan, people are so poor and doing so horribly now. They're selling their kids. I was reading, I'll show the article. They were actually selling their kids because they're in debt and they had no money for food. And there was actually a mom that sold her kid. So it's like, couldn't Superman go in and change the government of Afghanistan or take out all the bad guys? I mean, he's got such unlimited powers and super speed, right? He could take over any government he wants, Superman. What are you going to do about it? So,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I don't like when you get into the politics and the virtue signaling. you do it through allegory. You do it through. You've got to be a clever, right? Like we were talking about that episode last night on Star Trek. Where they're dealing with Ireland and terrorism in Ireland, and it was just so heavily handed. The writing was just so heavy-handed. It was just ridiculous the way they, they even mentioned Ireland, in 2024. So the writers thought they were being too, clever by half, but it was a garbage episode. The way it was written, the way they tried to, give their message, which isn't per se a bad message in terms of, hey, maybe, we want to avoid, they were talking about it was terrorism and bombing and things like that. So, but just the way the whole thing was handled was just horrible. So yeah. Oh, here was what the Jimmy Olsen had a piece of kryptonite in his camera. So it was that damn redhead Jimmy Olsen. So every time he got near, so the lead glass booth kept it from affecting others. That's why each time you left, I felt a little stronger. I thought it was an upsurge in my dying strength. Yeah, so the kryptonite got into his camera. Yep. So then, of course, then they have to erase, then they've got to erase, they leave the slogan, though, but they erase the Clark. They deface the moon, Galactus is not happy about that. He's watching. Yeah.
Moon.
They take out the Clark Kent just in time. Yep. But I think that's what I don't know what you guys feel on that. I think that's when you get into, you want Superman to give a good message or moralize, I think, but once you get into that slippery slope, I think, of dealing with actual current day issues, it can get messy. I mean, there's one thing, to say Superman supports equality and racial, equality and is against discrimination and things like that. There's ways he can moralize without actually changing things. I'm trying to find the right words.
Yeah, well, there are some messages that are timeless, and there are others that are very specific to a political or social climate. And to say, be good to each other and treat each other well, and I mean, that's timeless. That's for anybody, no matter what country you're from, no matter what race you are. I mean, anything, and that's kind of what I appreciate about that.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's it's just, yeah, deface the moon Phantom. Yep. that would look good with. Yep. So it's I just don't like it when they do that. I mean, it's one thing like the X-Men you could the way they were written, the early X-Men, it's you could be about gay rights, racial equality. You can look at it all different. There's multiple ways you can look at it. The X-Men are, the outsiders. They're treated, horribly because they're mutants. But there's a great allegory there. So, but you're not pinning it down to one thing. And as you read the stories, it's kind of making you think, oh, if you're thinking about, say, gay rights or, rights for different races, then,
right.
You think about it and it makes you, but it's not a direct story. So, it's good allegory. So it's,
and it could be anybody who has really experienced that feeling of being an outsider. Today we've politicized it so much that you can only be an outsider or have felt any kind of discrimination if you tick this box.
Yeah.
And that's not true. You can be anyone and have felt discriminated against or felt put upon or felt, like you belong on the island of misfit toys, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got picked on a lot as a kid for you're the bookworm playing D&D.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy as a kid. So before I got into shape, and you get made fun of, and you did look up to heroes like this, and it was an outlet, and it's not always easy to put this into the right words, but just this doesn't feel right having this is such an issue today versus instead of having Superman give like a message, if you wanted to, like, here are things we could do, to, make the world a better place and leading by example. What the heck is Superman on a strike for climate?
I know, right? It's
he
like,
would be
shut
out
up
there
and
doing
do
something.
What are you doing?
Couldn't Superman go through all the world's oceans with his super speed and pick out all the plastic crap and stuff that's in
these
the
people are always about symbolism over substance and virtue signaling. They always have been.
Yeah.
And are they doing these protests in India and China?
No,
because we're insignificant.
I really doubt it.
We are insignificant next to the power of the force. I mean, next to countries that don't care about it. At all.
Just evil America.
Yeah, that's where most of the trash is in that side of the world in the ocean. So
yeah,
I mean, we've one thing we should send to China is the EPA. I mean,
we're way below even the Philippines.
Oh yeah,
and we're like 50 times the size of the Philippines.
Yeah, they just dump everything in the ocean. So
yeah, so I mean, I hope these protests are going on over there. But they're probably not because
right here.
Yeah.
So absolutely. By the way, thank you, Stuart. I got this. I appreciate that. He's more evidence. Good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say we've cleaned up our act. I mean, the 60s was anything goes. You just dumped everything in the ocean. You didn't care. You dumped garbage. I mean, we've made a lot of great strides. So, I mean, just reading this article today in the Wall Street Journal, as Afghanistan sinks into destitution, some sell children to survive. So why is Superman not tackling that? I mean, it's not an either or, but you're just opening up, the storylines to Superman doing everything in the world, and it's just not, solving every problem. And it's just
which is why you keep that kind of crap out of a comic book.
Yeah. So her debt is $550. It heartbreaks. She had to hand over a 3-year-old daughter to the man who lent her money for $550.
Oh, wow.
She earns 70 cents a day cleaning homes in a wealthier neighborhood. So, just think of that position, that humanitarian crisis, and how people have to live, and it's through no fault of their own. But that's why we're so lucky to get to America or be born in America. 95% of Afghans aren't getting enough food to eat. So no matter what you think about, we should have pulled out, not pulled out. It's not the issue. It's just what's happening now. How these people are, people are suffering, and and with Superman's powers, he could stop all this. So that's the slippery slope. So, so she'll be doing housework in the lender's home and be married off to one of his three sons by the time she reaches puberty.
Jeez.
They are not sure which one. The oldest now is 6, right? So she's basically a slave, sold into slavery, right?
My God.
So, I mean,
That's horrible.
And this kind of stuff doesn't get the publicity and
of course,
that it should. Everyone knocking America. That's why it's so, to tie this to say knocking out truth, justice, and the American way. Well, as far as I know, in America, we don't have people selling off their 3-year-old daughters for debt. I mean,
no, we have them getting kidnapped and sold off.
Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Zach.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Sherry.
Guys, yep. So sorry about getting so. This is
I hear you, man.
Yeah. But that's what kind of set me off when I saw that. And usually we just talk about fun stuff, and but it kind of ties all together. So is Superman going to go free the Uyghur Muslims out of the camps in China?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that he
will not even be mentioned in one of those comments.
Is Superman going to return Tibet to the Tibetans? Boy, you were good. So it's good that you're not monetized, because we're probably going to.
This video is going to be slammed.
Is Superman going to return Bhutan to India?
Nope.
I mean, there's a lot of.
Only bad stuff happens here. Don't you know that? We're only the ones that do the bad things in America.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's why.
I have where I used to work. I used to work for a big international company, a multi-billion national company. And one day I was going back to get some coffee, and there was a guy from Venezuela and a woman from China and a guy from like Romania or something, and and a guy from Nigeria, good friend of mine actually, and they were all telling stories about how much better it is here. One guy was they were starting to kidnap him because they thought that his girlfriend was rich, and he said, "I don't know that girl. She was cute. I started talking to her." And fortunately, cops drove up, and he basically ran up to the cops, and as they did, the guys took off. But the cops wouldn't have done anything anyway. And he said that, that he said, "Can you at least give me a ride home?" And they're like, "All right, we'll give you a ride home." And on the way home, they were passing a parade for some politician. And so they said, "We're going to turn around. We're going to let you off here." And he's like, "But it's still 20 miles from my house." He said, "Look, if they see us, we're going to have to work." And my buddy Tolu from Nigeria said, "Do you guys take it for granted that you flip the switch?" Sorry, I may have lost my mic there. He said, "You guys take it for granted that you flip the switch and the power's going to come on." He said, "In Nigeria, you flip it and you don't know." And he said the cops always show up after everything is safe, and they'll go, "All right, what happened?" Like they're like big heroes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And apparently in Nigeria, the cops will rent their guns on the weekends, no questions asked.
Wow.
Yeah. So and everybody had a story about what it was like where they were from, and they're all like, "I'm so glad to be living here." Although Alejandro, the guy that was almost kidnapped in Venezuela, still votes for the same. He still votes for socialists here. So
the socialists, because he doesn't learn the thing. Apparently, there are a lot of people that they're so thankful to be here, and they'll still vote like idiots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, anyway,
but most of them were thankful to be here.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to something fun. What's better?
Yeah,
we're gonna go.
Dolly Orber.
Dolly had braces, folks.
She had braces. Yep.
I'm sorry, Dolly.
Dolly, yes, from Moonraker. Then wait a minute.
Right.
Now, Stuart, those things you sent me, and the things are they the ones we already saw? Because two of the clips seem similar. Let me know if you're still there, buddy. Let me know because anyway, there were two clips from VHS copies and showing like a commercial from when the ABC Sunday night movie presentation of Moonraker first aired in 1981. Oh yeah.
So this is what's crazy here is we're all talking about Moonraker, and I could have sworn she had braces. So this is what I say about this, right? That
Inconceivable. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Kill your mic, Mark.
It echoed again, but
it echoed. It shouldn't be. Actually, it mutes everyone when you do that, right? Yeah. That's
if any of y'all go to a con and Wallace Shawn is there, go meet him. He is the nicest gentleman ever.
I'm so glad to hear that because I adore him. That's so good to hear.
He's the guy in front of me in line was saying that he spoke Chinese, and Wallace Shawn was like, "Really? That's amazing. How did you learn that?" And I said, "Ni yao hui suo putonghua." And he goes, "Oh, I don't really know that much." And I feel bad afterwards, but then Wallace Shawn started saying, "How did you learn Chinese? Oh, that's fascinating." And we had this like 10-minute conversation where I finally said, "Yeah, I'm holding up the line here. I guess I better go." But Wallace Shawn is a very, very nice guy.
Cool.
And you guys have heard me say about Carrie Elwood. That's important to me. I know I'm always talking about which celebrities are the nice ones, but that's really the most important thing to me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would no longer be a fan of somebody that I found out treated people badly, So
yeah. Cool.
So anyway, yeah. But she looks like a ventriloquist dummy here, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, he's so big. Yeah. But they're saying that they did digitally altered the film. So I don't know if you have some things you want to share, Clobby, or Did you want to show that?
What's up, buddy?
Did you have something to show, or that?
Well, I mean, these might have been the ones we saw before. They're just YouTube clips from old copies that obviously look like old, copies in terms of like a VHS.
Yes.
All right, Joe, you're just a troll, dude. Shut up. Ted Millich. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Ted.
Wow, Joe. Dude?
Joe, go find somewhere else to play it. Jesus. All right.
Yeah, this is not the place for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Troll.
And yeah, I could cuss you out in Chinese, but I won't. I respect.
Well, I don't mind if someone disagrees, but just do it. We don't need that kind of language. Yeah, no.
Yeah, disagree.
That's fine. Yeah, no, it's all good, and I like having people that disagree because that makes it an interesting show, interesting conversation. So that's
you can always learn something.
That's all good, but yeah, just don't want that. Just don't want that.
Like Joe Sinnott, the worst anchor ever. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Steve has every right to be wrong. And again, it makes me happy. I'm so glad when you're wrong, dude, because I don't think you should have to live up to the pressure of being right about everything. It's not good for you. I'm believing.
Clobby, I disagree with you. I think Arwen is stunningly beautiful. I don't care what you say, Clobby.
Well, yeah, but we always agree on that. You and I agree on that one.
That's what's called stabbing your good buddy in the back.
Oh my God, Steve.
Well, using Arwen, that's pretty low.
That's even low for me. Yeah.
Hey,
that's even low for me.
Wow, you've been used as a tool, Arwen.
It's all right. It's all right.
Hi, Tiltawait's here. That's one of my old buddies, Tiltawait, if anyone remembers the D&D D&D game Wizardry. Yep. That's one of my old buddies. Yep. So
howdy, sir.
Have him show up. Yep.
And Pat S, if you didn't hear me, hail to you, sir. He was good on your channel. Was it last week or the week before? Pat S.
Nice job, Pat S. Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're doing the Band of Brothers tribute, so that's been real good. So
that's what I'm supposed to look up.
Yeah, Band of Brothers. Yep. So hopefully you've been watching Band of Brothers.
It's on Hulu, right?
It's on HBO Max right now. Yep.
No, I don't have that. I'm not going to shell out the money for HBO Max.
Well, you can get it. Can you do it free for 1 month and then cancel it? Some of these have like a 32-week, trial period or 7-day trial period.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I've never heard anybody say that it was anything less than just like brilliant.
No, it's brilliant
so
show.
good.
Brilliant show.
Oh, it's so good. It's heartbreakingly good.
Yeah, so it'll be on Purple Valkyrie tomorrow night. So I've got a meeting tomorrow night, so I can't be there, but I'll watch on the rewind. So I guess it's on 8 p.m. Eastern, I think it starts, or 7 p.m. Eastern. Pat has to let us know. But we'll make sure to tweet that out. Yep. But yeah, it's a really special show and honoring those veterans and what they sacrificed. And it's just, on top of that, it's just really, really well done, the show.
Is this about Vietnam or World War II?
It's World War II, yep. World War II, yep. So there's 10 episodes, and they start, first episode, they're training. They're in the camp, training to become paratroopers, which is a new, obviously a new branch of or part of the Army in terms of, jumping out of airplanes with perfectly good airplanes with the parachute. So using that in combat. So it's relatively new field. So the guys are getting paid more, obviously, for their for the higher risk, but so they're trained better. But it's then it follows them through the different battles. So I was on the episode for Operation Market Garden. So they do the major battles, major events. I think it might be Battle of the Bulge tomorrow night. I could be wrong. I know that's one of the episodes that's coming up. But Pat S has put together a nice series of series of shows there. Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know that you had a channel, Pat.
No, he's helping. He's producing some different channels.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Okay, I'm up to speed.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
So 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yep. You've never watched Band of Brothers with arms like that? Come on, man.
Zach, thank you. Nobody has more respect for the military than I do. As a matter of fact, my brother and myself, I think, are the first of our family that weren't in the. We have an oldest brother that was in the military. My dad was. My uncles. Going back to the Revolutionary War, actually, on my dad's side, and of course, my mother's side was Italy, so they got out before World War I and came here. So, but I have a lot of respect for the military, the people that put their lives on the line for the rest of us. I just, I have a baby girl and she's very expensive, and I just bought a $250. You can't right over here. I have a play yard for her.
Cool.
So if I don't have, it's humongous. She's so cute. She's so cute. I love her so much. Her new word is car, by the way. And
is it?
Yeah, ka.
Nice.
Ka. And I think, I don't want to brag, but I think some of the things that she points to actually are cars when she says that.
It's in the yard, not too far from the car.
Yeah.
Radar, the war's over. We won 8-5. Sorry. Remember that one? Mash quotes. You can't beat them.
I don't know that particular one. I'm a little ashamed, but I'm an
Sorry.
enlisted man, so. But you took a yellow red before a white American. That's pretty pinko.
Yes.
You're even boring in Technicolor. That was Colonel Flagg for those of you who are not. Who actually have lives.
This must be our Kim Lucky Day.
Right?
Kim Lucky Day. Red shirt will be on with
the Bastion is going to be the episode. Yeah.
You know, I just saw, not to get off topic too much, but I just saw some of Brightest Days videos. He seems like a really cool guy.
Oh,
he's a great guy.
He is.
We love
he
that.
really
Cool
is.
Yeah, I don't get notifications for anybody. Arwen, the only way I get notifications for you is Clobby texts me. He texted me 6 in a row the other day. Let me know what's wrong, because I don't get. I have the little bell icon clicked and everything.
Yeah,
and I never get notifications for anybody. Not from Mark's. Not
you know
for
what
anybody.
you do? If you click the set reminder thing, like if you go to where the video's up and it says video at a certain time, there's a
bell,
thing that says set reminder. No, there's one that says say you have a video that's coming.
Yeah,
that works for mine. It goes on my phone.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
But I have to. I guess if I go to your channel,
You have to go to the video that it's in.
You have to actually go to the video. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So if the video's not up, though, you can't do it.
No, video's got to be up there.
Yep.
That's why you need to get on Twitter. You don't have to tweet, just to follow everyone to know what's going on. Because everybody retweets everyone else's shows for the most
just
part.
come on Twitter, Steve. Yeah.
You don't want to know Twitter.
Yeah, but you just don't even have to use it. Just so
exactly.
you're on there to follow everyone. Yeah, you don't have to interact. Just so you get the notifications.
I feel like you guys are saying, if only you knew the power of the dark side.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes, young Steve Walker.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I feel like I'm selling my soul a little bit, but
take care, Zach. Yep. Oh, that's true. Yeah, always check out your local public library. Yeah, they have you can stream, actually my library you can go in and borrow the movie. I actually own both copies. I have the DVD and the Blu-ray, and actually Tiltawait, I think I might have your copy of Band of Brothers too, so I could always send it out. But yeah, the Blu-ray is a little bit better, but there's a lot of different ways to find things. And there's also like the Plex TV channel. There's tons of free movie channels, Racquel, but things like that's an HBO property. I'm sure it's only on HBO streaming. It's not anywhere else. So
okay. Have a good night, Zach.
Good night, Zach.
Take care, Zach.
And hail Ted. Is it? I wonder if it's pronounced Millich.
Ted Millich
or Millich.
Millich, yep.
Because sometimes that ICH is, if it's like Germanic, is Millich. But I don't know.
Ted, you're suspended from Twitter permanently? Wow.
Does Punk Waddle, are you talking 3D models in the computer? Oh, I guess I could tell everybody. I guess I can tell everybody now. The game I'm working on. Maybe I better not. I think it's out there though.
Make sure.
Yeah, I'll make sure. It's pretty cool. Anyway, Ted Millick. He had a way to see it. It's probably the library thing.
Wow, permanently. What'd you do, man?
Well, don't put it on. Don't type it on here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You
what
can
you do to get banned permanently?
You can do it, but you'll have to use like a star for an A and an exclamation point for an I, a $sign for an S, and you've got to camouflage everything.
Wow.
Get on mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for sure. Blue DL.
You'd be surprised that libraries have for free. Yep, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in libraries. Yep.
Yeah. Good night, Sax.
Good night.
Good to see you as always.
Now I can't hear that without thinking of. I was watching The Man with the Golden Gun last night. Remember Bert Eklund's name was Good Night. Good night. Good night. And then good night, sir.
I've only seen two James Bond movies. So I don't.
That's two more than the people who make it now have seen, apparently.
Oh, Punkwaddle builds Gundam. So yeah, Brightest Day is a great builder, and I didn't know that you Punkwaddle's a builder too. That's awesome.
Are you guys talking about physical models or 3D?
Yeah, physical models. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, plastic models. I guess some maybe are metal too.
Good Lord! Didn't anybody here build ships in a bottle as a boy?
Anybody?
I can't do the blooper part. I almost did the.
Yeah. Don't.
And I can't do Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, can't say that. No. Yeah.
God wanted. Did anyone play with models as a boy? Yes. Make it so, number one. This show sucks. This episode is garbage. Which it was funny. Last night we had one of the greatest episodes followed by one of the worst episodes.
It's
up and down, man.
I couldn't get Maddie to sleep. She was crying for a long time. What were the episodes?
The first one was what was it? Mark?
I'll help you out here.
Or just give me a synopsis.
Well, the first one was when the guys the soldier that the soldier was the second one, right?
But that was the third one. Anyway, I can't remember the first. Oh, yeah, the first one. The second was the defector. The first one was God, what can I remember? Everybody can't remember.
Yeah, but here, let me grab it. Yeah.
But
Vengeance Factor wasn't it?
Vengeance Factor. That was the one with the.
I don't know the. Can you give me? Tell me what it was about, because I don't.
These two clans from another. Picard was trying to help these two clans from another planet of human type people get together, and they had this girl with this trying to kill one of the leaders and stuff. But that wasn't the issue. That was in the next one was the defector, about a Romulan officer as a defector. And but the third one's one of my all-time favorite ones, the one called The Hunted, with the one about the planet with the super soldiers, where these people had used them to win a war. They created these super soldiers and then put them on a planet, in exile pretty much, and they broke out.
The guy who, these were two good episodes.
So that was a good episode.
Yeah.
The Defector.
Yeah, I love that one.
And then The Hunted was really good. Yeah,
I love The Hunted.
All the plans, all the timetables were just for my benefit. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then this one.
Yeah.
I love this one. It was one of my favorites.
He uses the radiation or the magnetism from the North Pole of the planet to hide his thing, and then he ejects the escape pod. They think he's in that. And
he was badass.
Yeah,
and then that last one was
Farmer Hoggett's on the episode.
Yep, there he is.
Yeah, remember before that he was skinny. He was like the guy. He was on Archie Bunker's Place Forever, the Archie Bunker show. For that,
who was
that? James Cromwell.
I never cared for him.
He was on there though on that show before everyone knew who he was. But he was on this Next Gen, and he was, as you know, he was Zephyr Coughlin. He was great in L.A. Confidential, one of my favorite movies. But then they had the episode called The High Ground, which really upset everybody because it's such a blatant. Now, again, you want to get political, but it was really bad.
Yeah, it was
about Ireland, basically, and
yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about tonight. Where there's a way to do politics or events or have Superman and heroes give a message. There's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it, I guess, in the simplest form. So one where it's even has more of an effect when you do it that way too. So like one of my favorite episodes, of course, is The Devil in the Dark with the Horta. So you could that's an allegory for many different, that could be an allegory for someone who's transgender or someone who's has racism is going through whatever kind of problem you could think of, you kind of relate that to the hoarder, or someone who's maybe an immigrant. I don't know, but you can't say the hoarder represents one exact thing or
it's about judging a book by its cover and that kind of sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this one here, the terrorist episode, and that was so blatant. And
I didn't care for that one.
And everyone was really upset about reviewing it last night, giving it F's and Z's because it was such a blatant, very transparent comparison to, historically between, whatever you follow down on that issue between Ireland and UK, UK and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you do political stuff, in my opinion, you have to act like you're trying to fool the censors. Like in the first, not the censors, like the censors, the censor log.
Yeah.
But the way they did it in the original series, like Mudd's Women, about both drug use and prostitution, but it's not in your face and preachy and on the nose, or the Doomsday Machine, about nuclear. Don't you think I know that?
Taste of Armageddon.
Yeah. It's they crafted a good story, and they're not like so close to the actual events that people are gonna, get in fistfights over it. So what does? Just 1 second while I have the floor. Stuart Mitchell at 10:13 says, "That'll do, pig." I've heard that quote many times, but I have no idea what it's from.
You've never seen Babe? The movie Babe?
Yeah, Babe from Babe. Farmer Hoggett.
Not that version. I saw Babes. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
this one
I'm joking. I'm joking. It's funny because one of my animation
see that's when you write something or type something. It's if you don't know the reference.
One of my animation teachers worked on that, so you'd think I would watch it, but no,
you never watched that?
I've never watched it either.
Oh, it's great. Oh, great movie.
And one of my animation teachers animated the whatever that in the Watchmen, that
the Black Freighter
cat thing, whatever it is.
Oh, Bubastis.
Bubastis, right? Yeah. One of my teachers animated that.
Wow,
nice.
But I've never went back and watched that again either. So I should probably be a better animation student.
No,
but yeah.
Wow, look good.
Do these costumes remind you of Babylon 5 somehow, or is that just me being crazy?
A little
bit.
Yeah.
I just got a B5 vibe from watching from those costumes.
I can definitely see that.
But it was a useless story.
I didn't finish rewatching it. I'd started watching it, I had it on going on in the background.
It sucks.
But I remember it was not a good.
I didn't think it was going to get the kind of reaction we had last night. Raquel was really upset to even talk about it.
Well, I think since Raquel didn't like it too, not to say everyone follows, but I think when everyone,
she almost didn't want to talk about it. I told her we could have not covered it if you want, because it was really like that horrible story up the long ladder for the second season, which was also even that really was some racist stuff.
We need some breeding stock. Yeah,
that was really way more blatant than this, but this was pretty bad.
Yeah. So that was bad stuff. Yeah, and then they're too heavy-handed with it. They don't try to use allegory or, and it's just. Well, I wrote in my comments, I guess, on that one. I said, trying to remember what I wrote, but I said something like, if you know what the writer's trying to say, then the writer's has failed. When you know exactly what issue they're talking about or what current event they're talking about, then it's not good writing. It's in sci-fi. I mean, you were talking sci-fi and fantasy.
Yes, it's very transparent.
Yeah.
Hail Darius.
Oh,
hey, Darius.
Hey.
Darius is here. Hey, Darius. What's up, dude?
Great to have you here. Homage from Shrek. That'll do, donkey. Yep. Ted watched Black Widow. Not very impressed. Yep. I know. I gave my I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was horrible. If you watch my review of Clobberin Times, and I think we did a show on that or talked about it when it came out. So I liked Shang-Chi better. I thought that was a much better movie. But there were some really great scenes in Black Widow. I thought that dinner table scene was hysterical with Red Guardian, and it's like, why don't you guys, Black Widow's like, can't you guys find a room? I thought the chemistry between the actors there was pretty good. So there were some good scenes and some good lines, but it was just it was a harmless, popcorn movie. It wasn't, I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of people said, but I think it was worth. I didn't mind watching. Of course, as I always said, I got out into the movie theater and got my popcorn and Reese's Pieces, which I shouldn't be eating. So,
well, yeah, you're allowed at the movies. So yeah,
right.
I still have not seen Shang-Chi. I was gonna go one day, and I heard Mark's voice in one ear saying, "Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it." I heard Clobby's voice in my other ear saying, "I didn't really like it." So I was like, and I'm really stingy with my movie-going dollar. So
yep.
But I kind of wish I had. Actually, maybe I should have gone tonight, but here I am annoying all you good people.
Well, it'll be available like through other ways soon enough.
Well, I have no subscription services. I get Hulu because it was a perk when I bought my cell phone. And if you buy today, you get Hulu for free.
You get Hulu for a month or a year.
So. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Well, like I say, it'll be. I can tell you this: if it's still in theaters, there you not have to fight a crowd.
Yeah, you won't have to fight a crowd for that one. Yeah,
I thought about going and seeing it. I kind of go back and forth too with seeing it in the theater. I mean, I am going to see it when it comes out eventually, but I don't know. God, it's been so long since I've been to the theater.
The last movie I saw in the theater was Endgame.
Wow.
Yeah.
A year ago, August for me, and then went to see Empire Strikes Back again. But before that, though, it was probably, it was Far From Good. I mean, Spider-Man Far From Good. I mean, Far From Home. And then Endgame a bunch. But yeah, before that. So,
that's a slip.
Oops.
The last movie I'd seen before the vid was, what was that horrible Star Wars movie? I can't remember the name.
You got to narrow it down a little bit more.
Roos's Soy Walker.
The last horrible Star Wars movie. The Revenge of Skywalker. What was it called?
Yeah.
What was the last movie called?
The Ruse of Soy Walker.
Yeah, so that movie. That was the last movie. So I got to go. I think then Black Widow was the first movie I'd gone to see.
Shouldn't the first one, Episode 4, have been The Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, right. Good name. So the Force Awakens. Okay. Yeah, that was. Well, I don't want to get into that. That was just such a travesty what they did with those movies. God, it was just a missed opportunity.
I saw the three prequels, the Attack of the Clones, and whatever else was it,
and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and they were so awful. Some of them had some good moments, but I haven't seen anything after that. And I remember reading way back in the 70s that his the Clone Wars was originally going to be clones were being harvested for organs, and a bunch of like what we consider almost eco-terrorists, I guess. The war started because they were like free the clones and all that kind of stuff, and he wimped out of it. And so John Byrne stole that for his Krypton miniseries. Remember that, Clobby?
You talking about from Man of Steel series he did?
No. He did a series after that, a miniseries about Krypton.
World of Krypton.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. Yeah. So
I don't think I read that one, but he did plans like that. But it's kind of funny though, because one of the things that you see originally in the '77 Star Wars, when it was kind of curious back then, when he tells Luke and Obi-Wan, "Hey, we don't serve their kind here. You're droids. We don't want them here." I mean, droid prejudice. I don't understand what that even means. And then later, obviously it's because the droid armies of the, of the separatists and stuff, obviously created a lot of hate for some droid stuff in some pods, I guess, because that's the only thing that explains it. Because why would you care if droids come in there or not?
Well, as long as you can't look at it too closely, now having the view of their whole, it's like that meme about
This was your father's lightsaber. He killed 50 children with it. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
Yes.
you got to kind of just let some things just let them go. You know?
A young Jedi.
Halloween was a
Named
big
Toffee.
hit. My God, Halloween Kills killed in the box office.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's
It slashed Bond.
Oh,
wow,
it did.
for $50 million. Is that the first weekend, right?
Yeah,
If I go
that's
back,
right. It just
right?
came out last week. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
right.
that's wow, that's impressive. Yeah.
You know, it's true. Get woke and go broke.
Wow.
You know,
So if
it's like
we
the
break this
all-female
down,
Ghostbusters.
yeah, 50 million for the first week. Wow, and Bond has only made 100 million.
So
And they
24 million. So doubled.
and they were bragging they spent 50 million on Bond just on the advertising.
So a whole bunch of people would rather watch a 95-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis fight a nut in a ski mask.
She's fighting 90-year-old
Watch
William
Daniel
Shatner
Craig.
ski mask.
Right. To see that idiot Daniel Craig get punched around by women.
So let's see
Looks
what
like
did Bond do. So Bond did 20 opening weekend. Okay, well, to be fair to Bond, it did do 55 million its opening weekend to date, I guess. So
For a
that's
Bond film,
close. That's low. So so yeah, so it's $100 million so far. So this weekend it made so let's see, Friday, so it went 10 million. Wow, so 25 million. Yep. So around 25 million. So that's interesting. Wow, horror is just really popular.
I don't get these Halloween. I mean, like I think the first one by John Carpenter is a pretty good film, even though I don't like slasher movies. Why? I don't know what makes it's the same crap over and over again. They're going to be just. I don't know why people will go see it just because it's Michael Myers running around, and you can't kill this thing. He's not really a human at this point, right?
Yep.
I don't know.
So Ted, this is domestic, I think. Yeah, this is domestic take. Yeah.
It's probably higher in England. I mean, per capita.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
domestic though.
Yeah, I think it did pretty well in England, but England, the population is so small compared to us. That's why the Chinese market is so important now with so many people that. So if you look, Shang-Chi, I guess, is number one for the year, 220 million, but I don't think it played in China. So we'll see what
they won't play it.
Total gross. Let's see.
They won't play it in China.
Yeah.
Why is that again? Because it's a Canadian actor. Is that the reason?
Well, there was a lot of different factors, but I know one thing is they said they found some tweets of his and he criticized the whatever hell the Chinese calling the CCP, whatever the hell they call it.
CCP, yeah.
CCP.
Yeah.
So anti-government quotes, and I think also maybe possibly the storyline they didn't approve of. So
Right.
So that's Mulan too. They allegedly kowtowed. Tried to make Mulan, something would be a success there, and it just didn't work. So it's
right.
So Shang-Chi is 220. That's but think of that. A few years ago you'd break $1 billion. That was a huge hit. So now with a big movie like that, I thought it was decent. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time in the theater. Only made 220 million. Now Venom is probably going to be the biggest movie of the year. I'm assuming it's going to go over.
That came out already.
Okay. Yeah, so Venom, and only in a few weeks, is hit 116. I think is that streaming too, or is that not? Or Venom's not.
That's not streaming yet. No, it was theater.
Streaming, right?
They made the mistake of showing like they did with Black Widow. They put the Suicide Squad streaming at the same time as in theaters, and
that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, most people. Yeah, they're going to stay home, especially if they're afraid of catching something.
Right. Not a good idea.
Although I would like to go to a movie again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that's fun. Yeah, can't beat being in a movie theater. I mean, no matter how good your, your home cinema is.
Yeah.
As bad as it's going to be, and horrific, just to review it, I might, like in the middle of the day, early for the cheap, because I used to like to go like when I would be off or something, go in the middle of the day to watch a movie when nobody's there.
Yeah,
$6 or whatever. I might go watch Eternals for a laugh. Because nobody else in the world is, so it'll be the only person on the planet watching that garbage. But I might do that just so I can review it. It really looks bad.
Yeah, I can't. It's like they're really running out of ideas. You know,
they play this has been up for years. It should have been out 2 years ago.
No, it shouldn't ever be out.
No, I'm saying
it should never have been made.
Right, just like the Bond film, though, it was supposed to be released 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and it looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go see the new Batman movie, but I'm going to wait until it dies down and go, like you said, like first showing on a Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
And a friend, I have a couple of friends here because, like I said, we moved here and then boom, lockdown. So I haven't met anybody. But one of my work friends wants to go see the new Spider-Man. What's the next one called again?
Far From Home.
Home Alone.
That was the last one. Yeah, Home Alone. That's a remake of that. It's
Home Alone.
Home Depot.
Something home. They're always home. There was Homecoming.
Long Way Home.
There was maybe it's that, and then it was Far From Home, and then there was this. I don't know what this next one is. Isn't that December?
Yeah.
I shall use the power of Google.
I think that this guy I think this English kid is okay, but I don't think the movies can even compare with Sam Raimi's movies. On any level, the writing, the directing of the Sam Raimi movies is really, people don't realize how excellent that is.
Home Alone. There's a Home Alone remake, by the way.
No Way Home. No Way Home.
Sir, it's made.
Yeah.
Wow.
But those Raimi movies.
No prize.
That's why with the Raimi movies, that's why I kind of like that he's doing Doctor Strange. The problem is it's Kevin Feige in charge, so I don't think he's going to get away with doing anything good. No Way Home. That's the name of it.
No Way Home. Yep.
No Way Home. There have been some good. Well, that's right. You said Feige wasn't really in charge until recently. We'll see.
He was, but the agenda started taking hold really around. He started putting some stuff, even in some of the good movies. He put some of his dumb stuff in it.
Right.
But he really just, with Captain Marvel, went all out to just start ruining everything.
Well, that movie did okay, but it did okay because it was the last movie before Endgame, right?
Yeah. Plus, some of the box office was kind of inflated, and there's some
right. They
really,
stopped.
A lot of it was fishy as far as the box office on that.
Yeah. Well, my point is, hopefully that they'll learn something. Yeah, that was my joke. Punk Waddle. No Way Home Alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one though.
Maybe they'll, maybe if enough of them lose enough money, maybe they'll realize.
Who knows?
Well, there's not much money out there now. Just showing the graphs. So if you make $200 million on a movie, the budgets are going to plummet on these movies because there's no money in them, right? I mean, you make a movie and you get make $1 billion or plus on these big tentpole movies. Maybe they'll go back to some more smaller independent movies or look scale back the production. So it's not good for everyone, I guess. I mean, we want to see some fantastic movies and great special effects, and the MCU was fantastic back. The original movies were amazing. I mean, Captain Marvel, I thought was, really not a good, boring movie. But of course, like Steve said, I agree. It did well because everyone wanted to see it before the next Avengers movie came out. So
yeah, they were worried that
the train was rolling.
They would. I think a lot of the actual, and there are a lot of people who liked it, and there are a lot of people who wanted to go see it, and a lot of feminists and that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of the box office was, if I miss this, I won't understand what's going on in Endgame.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was called a Marvel movie. So
yeah. So I think Marvel has made some excellent movies. I think I liked all three of the Captain America movies.
Audience to stay at home.
Yeah. I like Doctor Strange. I like the fact that they tried some different directions. Like they went with comedy. Ant-Man was pretty much a comedy.
Yep.
Man, this girl was stupid fine. Although it's not not nearly as good as it would have been with Edgar Wright. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clobby, did you watch the Every Frame a Painting where they talked about that Edgar Wright's visual storytelling, visual comedy?
I did not, but you did send me a link to that thing. I subbed.
I'm telling you, they're like 7 minutes or 10 minutes or something, and you'll probably be addicted to them. This guy is so insightful, and there are things that I never noticed that he points out. You know, one of them being, you know, like he uses Empire to show how to create mood and tension with your timing, and why it didn't work in Ant-Man. You know, there's one on Bayism about Michael Bay, and you know, it's really, really good. He talks about as he calls Michael Bay a slave to his own eye, but sometimes it works because he does everything so huge, you know.
Right.
And then he contrasts that with the Avengers, where you know, they're doing camera moves for no reason, you know, just to move the camera. And so they're really entertaining. I would definitely check that out if I were you.
Absolutely. I just always forget about it. I got to write it down. But yeah, I know you've been on for a while now, dude. So if you want to close out, why don't we close out?
I think this is a good good note to close out on.
To the great Jerry Siegel, who gave us so much, gave us Superman, the young boy from Cleveland, who
gave us superhero comics.
Yes, and we kind of originally he was with his buddy Joe Shuster was publishing a little fanzine, and he'd come up with this character basically that was his original conception of Superman, except he was a bad guy in that comic. Then his father was a tailor, and his father was a shoplifter. He had a scuffle with a shoplifter, and it caused him to have a heart attack. I don't know how much that shaped how he thought about heroes and different things like that, or whatever. But Jerry Siegel, he also read a lot of pulps, a lot of things. You know, Clark Kent is kind of named after Clark Savage Jr. Because he liked Doc Savage. I mean, Doc Savage had a Fortress of Solitude before Superman did.
I read an interview with those guys where they said he was named after Clark Gable, and that Kent was from another actor you may not have heard of, Kent Taylor.
Well, the reason why I always thought it was probably Doc Savage because he read a lot of Doc Savage. He took the term Fortress of Solitude from that. I could, but there are a lot of that could be it. There was also you were talking about Steve. We were talking about this not too long ago about Philip Wiles. Philip Wiles was
Wiley Gladiator.
Gladiator. Which, by the way, Marvel adapted into a comic, did a comic adaptation of that book, which was, of course, Man God, they called it. But I mean, yes, he was a superpowered being. But these guys, Jerry, a lot of his being his idea, decided to give this not only the superpowers to this alien, but the circus strongman type outfit, to give him a costume. I mean, there was a costumed hero in strips before that, the Phantom. There were a lot of pulp characters that wore the get-ups and stuff like that, but this was the superpowered being with the costume, the symbol, as it was, and that's why he's the first superhero.
Yeah.
And Jerry Siegel went on to do a lot, write comics for a lot. Of course, we all know the story about he and his buddy Joe Shuster, the artist who helped conceptualize Superman with him, and how they got screwed over so much by national periodical publications, aka DC Comics, and he led kind of a tragic life with that, but he created Superman. And today he would have been 107 years old, and gave us a legend, man. It just
And Joe Shuster is actually probably my favorite Superman artist, especially given the times in which he lived. And his life, he didn't go to. I'm sorry.
He was a Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't go to art. Well, his parents were Canadians. He was from Ohio, wasn't he?
Well, he lived. They moved.
Was he in his lifetime?
Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they were both from immigrant families too. So were they first generation, second generation immigrants to the West?
I think they were second, like Kirby.
Second generation, yeah. But obviously the immigrant experience is.
No, I think his parents were first generation. Yeah,
first generation. Okay.
Kirby's were. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But one of the reasons why I'm such a fan of Joe Shuster's art is because, number one, he couldn't draw on a big wealth of muscular superheroes that were out there. Like other artists can. Like, oh, look at this guy. Look what he's doing with this camera angle, or with this, look what he's doing with the foreshortening, of the character or whatever. He was the first guy. Also, he didn't go to art school. He didn't have like expensive artists, those models, those dummies that you can pose,
to try to help you draw. Yep.
Yeah.
Rob Liefeld used his all the time.
Yeah, he was
for Captain America.
Well, yeah, we'll yeah, but so
I can't draw, so I should shut up.
Trivia, real quick, because I know it's about that time. I have a trivia question, and either if anybody's going to get it, I think it's either going to be Clobby or is Phantom Stranger still or
Phantom Outsider?
Yes, it was Reigns of Superman.
Okay, Phantom Outsider and Clobby. Who was Lois Lane named after? And I'll give you a hint. You're going to have at least two people that you've got a reference for this. Anybody?
Lois Lane.
Bueller. I have no idea.
No,
let's see if Phantom Outsider is like a watcher. So if he doesn't know it,
then no one does. Yeah.
See, do you know it, Phantom? Before I spill the beans.
You got to give him a second to type. Yep. There's also a delay too with the YouTube's. There's like a 5-second delay. Yep.
I get things on my phone about 5 seconds before I get them on my computer. I don't know why it is, but
Lois. I mean, who's the famous Lois? I mean,
Lois is not famous.
Something
with
must
be something with his family or something
family,
like that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say it because Phantom Outsider hasn't said anything yet. Lane was after the Lane sisters. That World War II. I think they did shows where they'd go out and sing. I don't know if that's that, but Lane was after the Lane sisters, and Lois was after Lois Amster, the girl in high school that Jerry Siegel had a crush on.
Oh, that's cute.
That's Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Don't ask me about Perry White and all those other guys, but so I thought that would be a little cool piece of trivia for the future. Lois Amster.
My wheel is spinning on my computer, so hopefully it's not going to crash me out of StreamYard. But I guess they were also said that, of course, this is Wikipedia, but they said the look was based on a model that that was hired, based on Joanne Carter, model hired by Joe Shuster.
Yep.
And
they had that hairstyle where they curled it in the front, they curled it under in the front, like the chorus girls in Captain America. I think they had that hairstyle, but yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, my StreamYard is hopefully you guys can hear me still, but
we can.
So Phantom Outsider.
I'm getting a crazy screen here, so you might lose me for a second, but I'll pop back in. It's the wheel is spinning on my screen, which is weird. So maybe one of my web browser crashed. Oh, all right, so I'm gonna have to go back in. So just wait for me to pop back in. I guess Chrome crashed.
What happened?
My Google Chrome crashed on my computer, but so let me. I'll you guys keep going. I'll pop back in, then we'll end the show. Hold on.
Arwen will sing while you're gone.
Yeah,
Arwen, I still have not heard you sing, but everybody else is, sorry for this, singing your praises. I've always heard what a good singer you are. And Phantom Outsider was pretty much right. He said I always heard it was from one of their old girlfriends, and yes, you are. The lowest part is. So yeah. Yep. Lois Amster. I saw that when the original Superman movie came out. They had one of those like long format news shows like 2020 or one of those things. They did a special on it, and I recorded it on a tape recorder, and I listened to it over and over again. So that's how after all these years I still remember Lois Amster, the Lane sisters, Clark Gable, and Kent Taylor.
That is really cool. I did not know that.
And Kryptonite was first introduced on the radio show. In fact, the first time Batman and Superman met was on the radio show.
And the reason that they flew, probably Arwen may not know this, but everybody else does, I think, because we're all we're ultra uber nerds. Is because the animators, when they were doing the Fleischer cartoons, Max and Dave Fleischer, the animators said it looks silly when you have him do these long jumps. It just doesn't look powerful and super. Can we just have him fly?
That's right. He needs to fly. Yeah.
Let's see if this works again. Let's see if I can share this. Yep.
You know, and Captain Marvel started almost. He looked like he was leaving at first too, but they said he's going to fly. I mean, they blurred it so much.
Captain Marvel, according to something I read, flew first.
He did
because they brought that up at the court case. You know, when they got sued. You know,
that's what I'm saying. He was already flying.
Yeah, so he was in some ways. They say a copy of Superman. I don't know.
Some say that there's been argument that he was ready. He was written or created around but he just didn't get put out there before Supes. But I don't believe it.
Phantom Outsider. Yeah,
too late.
You're probably right about that being the Andrews sisters. It was the only song I could think of from that era. That's why it was just an example. I don't know what the Lane sisters did. I've never seen any Kent Taylor movies, and Clark Gable I've only seen Gone with the Wind. So, but it was just like
sounds like Broadway and films. Look, she's stunning. Wow, Lola Lane, gorgeous. Wow,
that's a great name, Lola Lane.
Lola
I love
Lane,
that.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Wow.
Is this who they're saying it was named after?
One of the influences, I guess, right?
Okay,
so they're saying
Siegel
inspired by
was one of the Lane sisters
of the fictional reporter Torchy Blaine. So I guess Torchy Blaine was a reporter. I never heard of this stuff.
Was she mild mannered?
Maybe. Lola Lane, one of the Lane sisters. Yeah, I guess they're just showing.
This is Wikipedia, so
who knows if it's right?
Yeah,
but it's interesting stuff.
We could go in and mess it up right now.
Yep.
So,
but this could work. It's Wikipedia, but that does make sense. But I don't know, there's no citation. Well, there's a citation here, so letter to the editor, Time Magazine. That's when Wikipedia. You got to look at. I always go into the check the article and see what's if you can find it to see what's happening. But yeah, Lois Lane's Iconics of Siegel. Yep.
If you type in Lois Amster into Google, the first thing that comes up, Lois Amster, one of the inspirations for Superman's Lois Lane. And then another one, the Cleveland magazine says the inspirations for Lois Lane. So I guess everybody's going with a little bit of wiggle room here and saying one of the inspirations. But back in 1977, I guess it was, before Superman came out, they said it was Lois Amster. And those guys were both still alive at the time, and they did interview them both.
And the memories get change over time.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure there's a different influence. I'm sure there's a truth to all these things. Yep. So she died 2019. Yep.
Wow.
I'm sure as a writer.
Wow.
Yeah. Said his wife. Yeah.
Go ahead.
His wife was one of the inspirations, of course. Yeah, it'd be trouble if your wife didn't inspire you yet.
No, honey, it was totally you. It wasn't that girl from high school at all.
Has anyone ever here been to the Superman Museum in Metropolis, Illinois?
Did you say Revenge of the Superman?
I said, has anyone ever been to the?
Yeah, a friend of mine has.
A
friend of mine named Mike has been there.
Oh yeah.
And another friend named Claude, I believe, went with him.
No, Claude didn't go.
Claude didn't go? Wow.
He still hadn't been able to go to that yet. I went up there by myself. It just so happened some friends were passing a different way. It was Labor Day weekend. I was going to go to. I just rented a car and drove 3,000 miles around the eastern side of the country. In 2015, and I always wanted to go there, so I just went up there.
Yep.
And some friends who were passing going on a different way because it was Labor Day weekend. Because I was about to go to right before I was about to go to Dragon Con after that. So I went there, and it was a great time of year to go because nobody was there. But it's great.
Take care, Punk Waddle. Great to have you here. Yep.
If any of you out. Yep. If any of you get close to Metropolis, Illinois, go to that Superman Museum. It's fantastic. And when I left there to go to Canton, Ohio, because I wanted to go to the NFL Hall of Fame after that. And I came this close to deviating to Cleveland to go to Jerry Siegel's house, which you can go to.
Oh, that's cool.
The house he created Superman in, and they give you tours and stuff. I almost did it, but it was just like a little ways out of the way, and I just got lazy because I was driving all night. Wish I had.
You wish you. Yep.
I wish I had.
before I call it a night, which I've got to do pretty soon here.
Yeah, we got to.
Stuart Mitchell says, according to Superman, the movie, deleted scenes, Lois Lane was the girl in Smallville on the train.
That is correct.
Yeah. And yes, and actually, I've seen the that deleted scene, and it's Kirk Allen as her father,
and Noel Neal,
and Noel Neal. Yeah, it should have been
she's
her
on the train.
Yeah, but grandparents. You know what's weird about that though? Is look how young that girl
70-year-olds have a 10-year-old daughter.
But here's the thing: look how young that girl is.
Yeah.
And next time we see Lois, it's 12 years later. She'd have to be pretty. The Margot Kidder character would be pretty young.
Yeah,
Lois.
She'd be like 22 at the oldest.
Yeah,
that little girl looked like she was 8 to me. So, yeah, you're not supposed to think about those things too.
Well, they did cut it out. They did cut it out of the theatrical.
Yeah, and they also cut out. Probably everybody has seen it. The scene where Miss Tessmacher is being lowered down in the tiger pit or whatever it is.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was on the TV version.
Weren't you there at SwampCon when we got to meet Kirk Allen when he came to Baton Rouge?
I was not. You never invited me to a con.
I didn't invite you. I didn't own that con. I had tables there. It was
no, but you guys went. You
could have gone.
I didn't know they existed. Nobody said anything.
Are you sure? You were living
Bobby,
right there.
I would have gone.
See, that's why you got to get on Twitter.
Claude,
there was no such thing as Twitter.
Clobby, Clobby, look at me. I have an actual Thor costume that I made in my closet.
Not in 1988.
No, but I'm saying that's the kind of power nerd that I am.
Well, I know, but
I'd have gone.
We didn't tell you about the con when we were that weekend when I had a table there.
No, you told me about cons after the fact. Oh, we went to this great con.
Hey, look, it's Jim Bowers. That's Jim Bowers. That guy's amazing. He's the ultimate fan of Superman the movie. He's done does a Superman the movie Cape Wonder website. He does a podcast about it. I talk to him all the time on Facebook. I'm going to get him on the show. He was good friends with Christopher Reeve and Richard Donner and all those people. He got a coffee table book coming out on Superman the movie. He's amazing.
Is he in the industry, or is he just how do you get to meet them?
I don't know, man. He has connections or something. I don't think so exactly, but he wrote the book on Superman the movie, and he loves the Chris Reeves movies that much. He was friends with Christopher Reeve. He was friends with Richard Donner.
Yeah,
like I said, he's Jim Bowers is an awesome dude.
Great.
That's cool.
Well, I think that's a good way to end the show. We had we went a little bit extra like we always do, but I think it was worth it. So I said we stop at 1, but
I tried, dude. Well,
we tried. Halfway. You tried, yeah. No, but this is great stuff to talk about. So it's really fun. So why don't we all go around the horn and give our plugs for the week, and thanks. Once again, appreciate you guys being here. So why don't we start with ladies first, and Arwen can tell us where she's going to be at in the next few days.
The reason I keep showing up here.
I think we could all say the same.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
I don't. Well, Mark's married,
I thought everyone was here for me. Yeah.
All here for you, Mark.
Yeah. Totally. No, Mark. We're totally here for you too.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Tomorrow's a Monday. At 8:00, Mary's Game Room. Well, 8 Eastern.
In the evening, 8
evening, yes.
Yeah, okay, not 8 a.m. Okay, yeah.
No. Mary's Game Room, and then Tuesday, Toxic Tuesday on Nick's channel, and I believe it's at 10 Eastern.
Okay, yep, 10 Eastern, yep.
Wednesday, of course, Pink and Purple at 5:00, and that's going to be on Purple's channel, Purple Valkyrie's channel. Oh, I'm glad y'all like that. We have.
You guys are so great together. Yeah, we
have a good time.
Yep.
Let's see. Thursday, Clobby's Global Geek Gang at 2:00.
Yay.
Afternoon. Yep. And then that night, about 9:15 is the Pegasus Actual Podcast on Supreme Heretics channel. That's all Battlestar Galactica.
Drew's a good dude.
Nothing for Friday that I'm aware of.
You'll think of something.
And then Saturday at 5:00 Eastern is T-Shirt Historians, the Week in Geek stream, and then probably karaoke. I couldn't make it last night. I had something important come up. I've missed several in a row.
Send me a link to the karaoke because I want to hear this. this legendary voice. So somebody please send me a link.
Oh God! All right.
By the way, Friday night I saw you being very naughty on TNT and Telly.
Oh God, Chloe, stop!
Oh my goodness, was it?
That was a good show.
I'm sorry, what?
You girls were evil, being very naughty and very drunk.
It was okay. All right. It was called Tipsy. Maria's Tipsy with Tea and Telly, and we had to drink wine. And I'm not a big drinker at all. So, oh my God, I had to, when I went back and I rewatched that, I was like, Mark has already, Mark the Infinitely Tired and Chris Perza have already clipped nearly every dang thing I've said on that show.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what?
It was fun. You had a good time.
It was actually very therapeutic. Maria has a very therapeutic thing to her. And I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. So God, Steve, don't watch it. Oh my God, don't watch it.
Steve, watch it. Three ladies getting tipsy.
In Arwen, oh wait, never mind. In Arwen's defense, she is cutting down on her drinking. She's using bigger ice cubes.
It was fun, but
there's a link to it.
No,
link to
Well, it's on YouTube's and it's on.
Okay,
not that
don't
tough
hold
to
anything
find.
I said against me.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It was
Actually,
you had some touching moments in that.
Maria
too,
said Maria said the bad stuff. So.
We really did. Well, she did edit a little bit out.
like we're in the position of we're in the position of judging anybody.
Yeah, right.
I needed that stream though. I had fun. I just cut loose. Yes, I had wine. It is what it is. I'm an adult. Damn it. I'm
You're
over
allowed to,
21. Thank you.
Oh, good. Mark posted the link. That's good.
Yeah, so you can watch it. And then also the karaoke, you can find past episodes too. So.
Yeah.
Which channel is the karaoke on?
Rambling Canucks.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yes, he is.
Somebody please send me a link.
Oh my God.
Well, Clobby and Mark are their Facebook.
We'll
friends.
find it. Yeah,
So,
we'll find it. Yeah,
I'm gonna get it for you right now.
Yeah, I'm still not on. I'm still on the fence about joining Twitter. You know,
I'll send you a
Thanks, Clubs.
And then Canadian Spider-Man has a new YouTube channel too, so I got to find that link and put it in.
Yeah.
So he's got a YouTube channel going. So I'm trying to find his link. I'll put it in the. I got to add it to my list of channels then, but of course it's not showing up. It's showing me Canadian Lad. I don't want Canadian Lad right now.
Canadian Lad sounds like
Canadian
the lamest superhero name ever. It's like we need a new superhero. Oh, Canadian Lad.
Yeah. And then they don't show your subs in alphabetical order, I guess, in YouTube when you're going through the list. So it's like, where's? I guess maybe you can short it. Yeah, so
I have 6 subs, and I have no intention of starting a channel.
Oh, there's 6 people who want you to do it. The channel.
Well, I'm one of them because you subbed to mine.
Some people just sub back.
Yeah.
Sub back.
Good etiquette.
Well, oh, that explains Lord Toth. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a town in Italy where my great grandfather was from, and there's a guy who posts videos in Italian there. And there are, I think, 1,200 people living in this town. It's really small. And I subscribed to his channel, and he subscribed back to me. And I'm like, that's why. I have no content. I have literally no content.
Just being not polite, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do something. I don't know.
Well, you've got the link now.
Oh, here's Canadian Spider-Man. I found it, right?
Thanks,
here we
Claudia.
go. Here we go. Canadian Spider-Man.
What? Oh, he's got a channel now?
Got his new channel. Got a channel, yeah.
All right, Canadian Spidey. Good dude.
Yeah.
Fellow Steve.
So I got to get another fellow Steve. Yep. So I got to put that in my show notes.
Lieutenant Steve.
So he's got 42 subs. So we got to get him
up. These are the Steves I know. I realize I'm no Racquel.
Well, who is? Besides Racquel.
Yeah, Racquel is Racquel. Exactly.
Yeah,
we love you, number one.
She needs to change her avatar because I just can't concentrate.
You worried the grammar police are going to come get you for using that?
You've seen the one she used this week, right?
Oh yeah, the one last night. Yeah. Nice. Look at Eric K. What's up?
Arwen wanted to work. No.
Hey, Eric K.
Arwen's posted some lovely pictures of herself. By the way, they were beautiful pictures on Twitter.
Beautiful
we loved them. Very nice.
Yeah, they're all on Twitter. So see, you got to get on Twitter if you want to.
But see, if you didn't have red hair, Clobby would no longer think you're beautiful, and I still.
That's ridiculous.
That's his only. You like I said before, you could have one eyebrow and 3 nostrils. If you got red hair, man,
just because I like redheads doesn't mean I don't like other hair. I love dark hair, for example.
I'm just busting your chops there.
Yes, because he knows I do have a thing for redheads. I mean, it's true, doesn't you know?
I might have married one.
Well, there you go. See,
can you confirm or deny that you have married?
I neither confirm nor deny.
I didn't. See, remember, Steve, I married a blonde, so.
Yeah, kind of.
But that was a long time ago.
I like.
All right, so let's keep going around the horn. So, Clobby, you've got a show later tonight. Now that we're in the next next day. Yep.
I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll be Monday night Mark C Comics talk, and I'll just talk about comics somehow. I'll think of something. I don't have a. I don't know. Couldn't come up with a kind of topic for it. The next Monday night, I think Purple will join me. We'll talk about the Marvel monsters and stuff since it's Halloweeny.
Yeah.
But and then of course Wednesday night I may have a topic. I may not. Still don't know. Thursday Global Geek Gang, and then that's of course 1 p.m. and then 9 p.m. Central we'll have Clobby's Clubhouse with Racquel and Mark, and then of course next Saturday night, buddy, back with Star Trek.
Hey, Eric K is here.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Just give him a shout out.
Yep.
Howdy, good sir. Good to see you.
He's probably been watching for a while, though, knowing Eric. Yep.
He said, "Very cool, Steve." I don't know if he's talking about Canadian Spider-Man. Probably is. That's probably about his new channel. Every time you say his name, Steve, 5 guys turn around and say, "What?" You know.
Yeah. So and then what do I have? Well, this week I might be trekking throughout the universe towards the end of the week, so I may or may not make Clobbery's Corner and Saturday Night Star Trek. So we'll see what happens in the Sunday night show. We may not. I might be on hiatus over the weekend, so sorry to disappoint everyone. But I got to see what happens. I might be. I'll talk to you when we get off air. But I might be able to work something out. But we might be trekking through the universe, as they say. So
that's right. You're a traveling man.
Yep.
Eric. Nice, Eric.
So cool. Yep. So Eric was talking about the town in Italy. Been there for a while. Cool.
Are you Italian, Eric? Capisci l'italiano? It'll take a long time to type that in.
The bronze surfer.
Yep.
I hope that somebody will do my idea of your top 10 sword and sorcery, because that's something I would like to see.
Well, that's a fun one. Yep.
You mean sword and sorcery movies or
movies? Yep.
Oh, that would be great.
I mean, Beastmaster and Lord of the Rings, and I mean, Cull.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much, there's so much you can do, especially in the 80s.
What was the Tom Cruise movie? What was that one where it was
Legend?
Right?
Legend.
Yeah.
That sounds like a job for someone other than me, but you should do it. Yeah.
Conan, Red Sonja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
there you go, Arwen.
Well, we could do that one night here. We could do that one
night.
We should.
That sounds like a job for Arwen's channel.
Yeah, do it on Arwen's. Yeah.
Arwen's or any of y'all really.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Yep.
So
we could do another show during the week too. We don't always have to be Sunday night is great. I love having that. There's week in review and everyone's done for the weekend and hanging out. So it's a good time. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So why don't we close up? Just say just appreciate you guys being here. Look for me on the interwebs. I got some new videos coming out. I had a slideshow of all the photos from Comic-Con. So if you haven't seen those, I'll have some more videos coming out with just the pictures up there. We talked about them forever, but I've got to tweet out a few more pictures too of Amazing Fantasy and the first Batman comics on the shelf together. That
nice.
Was
that was amazing.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So appreciate. So we had Ted was here just on the red shirt, Phantom, the great Eric K, Stewart, Captain Skywalker. Did I mention Phantom? Whom else am I missing? We had
Phantom and Captain James T. Skywalker are almost always there. It's like these guys
awesome.
They really are awesome.
Yep. Darius, Tilt-A-Weight, my buddy. Who else am I?
Did you get Ted?
My stream bring Ted.
Stuart
Ted
Mitchell,
Millett, yep.
buddy.
Stuart Mitchell, yep.
Dolly
was here with braces, yep. So that's as far back as my chat goes. Hopefully, I'm not missing him. But anyone who I did miss, good night. It's been great hanging out with everyone. Just really appreciate it and getting this opportunity to just chill out and talk geek stuff. So hopefully, we'll catch everyone back the next Sunday night. But if not, we'll see you in 2 weeks. So let's play this good old outro and everyone have a great week and a great day tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Good night.